All right, so we have the Starry Nights, and we have a. What's your character's name, Dan?
Think wildfire.
Wildfire. All right, I'll add you to the mix. We have a Grinkle. Oh wait, no, Grinkle is the previous scribe. I don't know what I'm talking about. So after Grinkle, we have a Kane. Are you good to scribe today, Kane?
I am up for it.
Awesome. And the previous scribe is Grinkle. Are you able to give us a recap of his notes?
What I see here is some questions arise about what to do, but we decided to try and help the farmers. We see smoke in the distance and run in to help. We fight the group that was attacking the farm, managed to kill all except one and save the family from the fire. We were able to sell the loot, get our things in check. We find out that Ronald McDonald is at a farm that could be in danger, so we head over. We convince him to leave his place, go back to our camp. He gives us some arrows, and this is through MC. We know about a small area with some more farm. All that.
Yeah, he tells you about a nearby farming community.
Unless we're protected.
Yeah, and you figured that might be the one that you had already seen that was raided. But yeah, that is about where we left off. So thank you for that recap, and you can give him a story point if. Well, I assume he didn't take it already. But it is the 89th of summer at 12 p.m. And yeah, we are near the farm. I'm not sure where the group was heading next. What do you all want to do?
I think our idea was to go and find another farms that are less protected and are more likely to get attacked. And we were thinking to go to that location that he pointed out. But you just said that it's probably the place we have already been to, right?
Yeah, it sounds like the small farming community off the road that you kind of saw that had been raided. So most of the farms around here that weren't hidden were already raided, it seems like.
Well, I don't know that we've been that far north. I think we have heard about it, but I don't think it's the one that we've been to, because it's the same one that...
oh, maybe the guards had told you about it then. Maybe that's
it was specifically, what's her face that we just found? Chloe, is that right? Chloena, or something like that?
Yes, her and her family, who were in your camp in McDonald, who you also convinced to join your camp, because you said you'd get them back to town.
Right. So Chloe told us about it as a possible point of interest. We went to go investigate McDonald's place first, and then he also was like, yeah, if you're looking for a place to check out, that might be the way.
All right, so what do you want to do?
I just had a thought. We obviously want to find their main camp and potentially get rid of any just wandering groups. I was thinking, if we go back to where we just fought them, where we have fought those ogres, we had one ogre run away. And I don't believe ogres are very stealthy or smart to cover the tracks. I can imagine we can follow his tracks quite easily. I would like to know where he went, and he could potentially go to some bigger base. What do you guys think?
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. I'm a terrible tracker myself, so I don't know that I'll be much help, but if anybody here thinks that's something that is within their wheelhouse, I think that's a fantastic way to go.
I could try, and I think we also got a couple of scouts with us who can help me if for some reason it doesn't work out.
I don't know if they're with us. They might be with the camp. We could go get them.
Yeah.
All right, so you are headed to the kind of main, or you're heading back to the farm and looking for tracks.
Yep. And I think since we're already at the camp, because I think we brought McDonald here, we might be able to ask the scouts that we have with us if they want to help with that.
Help us
Yeah.
track because
Sure.
I can try to do that, but just to be sure, just to be safe, that I just don't blunder.
Sorry, quick question. Flint, your character
Yep.
is level 2, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Could you add your picture to the character? I'll make
Yeah,
you a
I'm
token.
gonna do it. Yeah. Trying to get it all doing.
Oh, are you still making it?
I've made it. It's just some of the things I have to add to it. Yeah. Cool. I'll add the picture now.
Alright, no worries. Just thinking I can do that real quick. But yeah, whenever it's up there.
Yeah, no, that's
Wait.
So your scouts are looking for a trail.
Yes, we are looking for a trail left by an injured ogre, which we imagine should not be very hard to find.
Are you sending
Allegedly.
them out alone, or are you all, or is the group going with them?
Oh, I think we should go together, and we'll just use them as experts in case we are not sure what this broken branch means or something like that.
Yeah. All right. So. Okay. All right. So you are traveling. You would arrive at the area around, say, 1 o'clock. Back to the site of the attack. Unfortunately, the house is burned down. But the scouts would indeed find tracks. And say, yeah, we have them coming in and then one of them retreating. I assume this is where the battle took place, he says. But we can follow these signs of passage. They're pretty obvious. So you are going to begin tracking him. Alright, so I'm just going to roll some things. If you're doing anything, just let me know. Otherwise, yeah, you have till I finish doing this. And Dan, are you pretty much done with your character stuff? Or are you still working on it?
I'm just adding on. No, I'm just adding on the things that I get from the Eladrin stuff that I didn't add on.
Gotcha.
Like the thieves, like I give myself thieves tools and that thing. So that's all I'm adding to it at the minute. So yeah.
All right. Oh, did you decide against the picture you sent me? Did you go with something new?
No, the one I sent you is for my familiar.
Ah, alright. Gotcha.
Well, familiar, the spirit, the wildfire spirit. I don't know why I said.
Yeah.
By the way, Ian, I think you still have like a random picture as your character in Roll20. I believe it's you.
That's Dan.
Reload, and it should be correct. I had to. If you came in before I refreshed and changed it, it was like a blue ball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
Okay, no problem. Just refreshed. Let's see. Oh yeah, finally. Good old dog.
Good old dog. Actually, I guess I could have just clicked on Pain and it would have done it as well.
By the way, Steph, if you change where it is next to the box where you post chat in Roll20, below it is as, and usually there is you can change who you speak as, and then it would change to actual portrait of Ryan. portrait of his character. It will have usually the same name, but a different one, just a different version, because you have character like just as a human painter, but I think he had
Yeah.
another one, which was
Oh, did he?
yeah.
Sorry, what am
and
I? So it's right
if
next
you
to the
do,
chat box.
it's just to the left of the send button. There is a drop down, and if you
Oh.
open it, there will
Yeah.
be there will be something there, usually with the same name you could change.
Grinkle Toad, I guess.
Yeah,
That might be
probably.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one.
That's him.
Okay.
All right. Let me speak to Dan in the other channel just temporarily. I'll be right back.
Sure. Sure.
All right. So just to confirm, basic stuff is your town was burnt down.
Yeah, the home was burnt down, and he's kind of looking for who did it, but it also is what helped him become a welfare druid because he was fascinated with fire. Yeah, he's a proper pyro. It's like the whole Phoenix rebirth renewal thing. He's just
So it would have happened a while ago then, since he's level 3.
well, he's only about age-wise, I suppose he's only like 98, which for me in my head makes him kind of very youngish.
Okay.
You know, elves live forever.
And Eladrin, would he have been from the Feywild, or is he from Gaian or the Terubian Empire?
Honestly, I didn't really plan that far ahead. So he could be any. Might not even know. Like, he could just be like, I don't know, I was from somewhere, burnt down, I went walking.
Alright, to make it easier, we'll say for now, yeah, you would be from the Terubian Empire.
Okay.
We could say your power, instead of coming from experience, maybe something granted you the power and helped you survive the fire, which may have been something nature related.
It could actually have been a phoenix. Could actually have been a phoenix that was dying that just did it.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't have. I was gonna say he doesn't actually have to know what it is. It's like you said, it's just something that gave him his power. It's cool.
I'd rather know more about that, but if you're 98,
For me, I don't have an idea. If you want to have an idea and you want to make it, that's 100%
Well,
up to you. I just think, for me,
it could be why you're here at this point. Maybe because these Iron Tide are attacking innocent people. That might be something that's kind of angered you. So maybe you
honestly,
are here.
It's more the idea that he gets to burn shit. He gets to burn stuff. He's proper just like, fire! But
Yeah.
it's the chance to burn stuff, burn people.
But you said you're kind of looking for who burned down your town.
I'm looking for the people that attacked my town because I'm kind of pissed at them, but it is also the thing of he loves fire. And he loves watching how it moves and everything. That was kind of the whole idea of him.
So, yeah, like I said, maybe you've been kind of living in nature since then, since your town died because of some kind of event that happened, giving you your powers, connecting you to Gaian, and your search has brought you to this place where you find these Iron Tide kind of pillaging and burning, which maybe triggers you a little, and you have just kind of been attacking them, trying to drive them back. Not necessarily a good character, I don't know if you are or not, but it could be giving you a reason to.
You know me. You know, I'm not good, I'm just not evil.
Yeah, so maybe it's more just the anger of seeing other innocent people losing their homes to...
Yeah, I suppose it's the anger of seeing people losing homes / the enjoyment of burning stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of just using your powers to hurt these people because it reminds you of what happened to your town.
Yeah.
We can figure out the details later.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're probably going to encounter you in the wooded area. You probably just killed this ogre they're tracking.
Honestly, that sounds perfect for him. Like, just that he's just sitting there with the body burning, just watching the body burn.
Alright.
Paying no attention.
Alright, well, we have your intro then. So we'll head back. Alright, we're back. So you are going through the forest, following this trail. You see some smoke coming from up ahead. It looks like it's kind of wafting over the tree canopy, though you don't see what's causing it yet. You definitely smell a bit of a distinct smell of something burning. But you think you're close to whatever it is. What do you want to do?
Does it look like a smoke of a building or a bit smaller?
No, it's smaller. More like campfire smoke, but the smell is a little bit odd to you.
Oh.
I think we need to check it out.
Almost like something cooking. So
Does it
you,
smell pleasant?
yeah, maybe a little bit. But all right. So you move forward, and as you come around, kind of a bit of trees, you would see a large body on the ground, smoldering, like it's been badly burned, and an individual kind of hunched over it, just kind of sitting there almost with a 1,000-yard stare. He would suddenly kind of look up as you may have startled him and stand. What would he look like?
Okay, so he's a 5'6" person with pointy ears, dark hair that's kind of like, you know, when like you just come out to sea or the shower and you kind of just like use a towel and dry your hair off and you have like that surfer look. He's got that. He's got eyes that kind of like flare a little, with like heat emanating off him, and yeah, he's like wearing some reddish, like wearing red blue clothes. Yeah, and you can tell he's enjoyed watching the fire. He's got like a big grin on his face. Like, hi, who are you?
Is it-
Robert looks at the burnt body of. Does it look like a body of an ogre?
Yes,
Same
this
question.
looks like, after examining it for a moment, this may have been the half ogre you were tracking.
God damn it. Did you do that?
Oh, he wasn't a friend. He's not a friend of yours, right? He just got really
No,
like,
no, he's not a friend. But did you do this? Is it your work?
Yeah, he kind of. Yeah, no, I kind of. Yeah, I saw some chance to see burn something, and yeah, why not?
Well, that's a good choice. And I just come towards you, put out my hand in a handshaking gesture, and say, Robert Locke.
Kind of just looks at you
And
and goes, "What's that? What do you want me to do with it?"
Shake it.
Okay. And he like grabs a finger and then shakes it backward and forward. He's like, "Okay, there you go."
Do any of you have nature knowledge?
I
By
do.
chance? So, judging by some of, well, do you have any markings on you, Flint, like tattoos or anything?
He doesn't have tattoos. Probably the only thing that kind of marks out is like a. It's kind of around his neck. He has kind of like a charcoal, like item that's like carved a bit into like a triangle type thing. That's jewelry, but it's a bit weird because it just looks like charcoal, but it looks a bit more expensive. So you're not entirely sure. But other than that, no.
What's your focus?
That's the focus. The charcoal burnt type thing.
Alright, so I'll say you do recognize the kind of totem-like object around his neck as being a druidic focus. And you would also recognize his race. Give me a roll for that, actually. Nature
Is it
roll.
nature?
Yeah, it would be nature. It looks elven, but there's something more distinct about it. Maybe one of the more rare clans of elves.
I kind of pull away the finger that he's shaking, and I just say, "Well, nice to meet you. Well done, well done. This was a dangerous animal. Come here, meet
Well, it
us."
wasn't. It was a half giant. It's not an animal.
So
Well, he acted as
Nil,
one.
I'll say Nil, with your passive insight, you'd believe, I mean, this might be fairly obvious, but this individual is not someone who's been part of society for a while. He doesn't seem like he knows anything about the expected mannerisms of, new meetings or greets of new people, anything like that.
Okay. Do you know which way he was heading before you burned him?
Yeah. But I just like point in a general direction, go that way.
So it looks like he was heading north, kind of towards
Okay.
that community of farms that Clarissa had pointed out.
Um, did he just burn him for fun, or is there a
Yeah.
reason why he set him on fire?
No, fun. Like, honestly, if you watch things burn, it's fascinating. I
So
love it.
Cool.
he did
Cool, okay.
actually attack you, by the way. I don't know if you want to say that, but yeah, when he
No.
saw you, he did come at you.
No,
Okay.
it's more just about I don't want to burn him.
But yeah, it seems like he just burned him from what he's saying.
Well, we did want to kill him anyway, so I
Yeah.
don't see a big harm in this, right? Everyone,
But
right?
once he'd reached where he went to, and not wanting to set off this pyromaniac. But yeah, it was great. Good job. And
Are you looking for the other
looked
people he
ahead.
was with?
Are we able to ask him, like, what is he? What are you doing out here?
Burning things.
One of the scouts whispers, "He seems unstable. Perhaps we should just take him down quick." I'll whisper.
Well-
I'll say someone to
Standing
the
right here.
someone. While he whispered that, I guess give me an active perception check.
Okay.
I'll say he whispers that to, I don't know, maybe Kane.
I get this at advantage as a sentinel shield. 23.
So yeah, you would hear the scout, and you would see them they have arrows in their hands, though the bows aren't aimed at you. They're just kind of knocked, and they have it aiming
When he
down.
says that, I go, that's really rude. I'm standing right here. At least try and make it subtle and go behind a tree. And you have to go to the toilet.
He just quietly eyes you, as if a little nervous.
I'm not gonna kill you. Too many of you.
And
Yeah, look
I
at
do
him.
also
He's-
just want to point out just the size difference that everyone has. The 5'6" elf.
That's true. Everyone is like monstrously towering over him.
Yeah, Nil is 7'10".
Well, except
so-
the scouts, they're probably more his size.
Yeah,
and Grinkle,
well,
I think.
Grinkle.
it looks as you turn around and said it, go, yeah, but in fairness, this guy is bigger than me, and I killed him.
He says, "Well, the
I'm
scout
the
will say,
Archer.
my apologies, friend. I did not mean to insult. It's just a little strange. Someone saying they burn people for fun. Not something you encounter much out in the wilds."
Really? I thought it was really normal. Okay.
He just shrugs.
Where are you from, young man? And you do look like a young man, right?
No, I look. Wow.
Well, if he's
I
elven, he could be very old, from what you know of elves.
Yeah, fine, but like I'm going by the way he looks, because if I'm going by the picture,
Sure, yeah.
I'll just where are you from, young man?
Around somewhere. I don't know. It got burnt.
You got burned. You look like someone who
No,
burns
it got
everything. It
I
got
didn't
burned.
burn my home. Yeah, my home got burned. Why would I burn my home? That's just stupid.
Yeah, well, you know the guys, this half ogre that you've slain. He was part of the group that are burning things around here. What do you think about
know.
that? What do you think about
I
farms
know.
that they burn? Do you like it?
I've been killing them.
Interesting.
I've been killing them for a couple of months now. I mean, they make great burning fuel, the ogres and the goblins and the stuff. It's fun to watch them burn in their armor. That is fun.
Well, yeah, I think we would love to see them burn in their armor. But what do you think about them burning the farms? Do you like it?
I don't know. I've not seen it. I don't watch it. I've not seen it to know. I'd have to watch it. If I watch it, I could judge it.
You must be an expert in things burning and judging how
Not an
things burn.
expert. Not an expert, but it's fun to watch.
Okay,
I mean,
you're
I
just
saw
an
it burn.
admirer.
I saw a burnt farmhouse like a day ago, and I kind of got really upset I never got to see it burn. Yeah, that was sad.
Hmm.
Have you burned any of the farmhouses yourself?
No.
Hmm.
Wait, let me think. No.
Scout just kind of shrugs.
Joe, do you want to go
Interesting.
kill more things?
Well, honestly, we're about to, but you kind of throw a bit of a wrench in our plan. We're trying to understand who you are.
Oh, there's a load more other things over that way. I kind of avoid it because there's just too many for me on my own. Like, I like burning things. I don't want to die.
Do you know where they are?
Kind of in that direction, and I point in the direction he was heading. Just round about there. I know to avoid it.
I will turn towards Kane and Nil and Grinkle, and I will kind of go away and kind of turn toward them and say, "Well, he looks like we found someone who can help us find where those hobgoblins are."
Pity he's mad.
Yeah, I will respond at a reasonable volume because Flint has already demonstrated a remarkable ability to hear. So at a volume reasonable enough that it's clear that I'm not trying to keep it from him, I'll respond to Robert and say, frankly, I'm not sure I trust him. Anybody who sets things on fire for fun is dangerous, and I'm not convinced his heart is in the right place. He could just as easily set us on fire for fun.
I don't know. I used to put things on fire for fun when I was a kid. Not something alive, not to torture something, but I used to light matches for fun.
That's
Is it a
the
crime?
concern. No,
I have a feeling you have a slightly different disposition to our jumpy friend.
I'm not
specifically,
jumpy.
the way that he mentioned cooking them in their armor for fun unnerves me. I think he's talented and I think he could be an asset, but I don't know that he's trustworthy.
Well, we'll have him show us where the rest of them are. We can see what to make of him then. Maybe he'll return to the woods, seeing as that's where he's been living.
I suppose that's true. As of this moment, there has been no harm, no foul. Perhaps there won't be.
Until
No,
we find
there
a
is
burnt
fowl
body.
around here. Loads of chickens. It's a farmyard close.
Yeah, guys, do you really think? And I stopped trying to be subtle, and I understand that he hears us, and I just don't care. I will just turn towards the party and say, "Well, is it a good idea to just let him be? Like, who knows? Maybe it's better to just keep an eye on him while getting information about other hobgoblin encampments, just to make sure he's around and he burns things for fire that we want him to burn."
I will kind of smirk as much as a wolf can, and I'll say, you want to just make sure that this walking pyromaniac is pointed in the right direction.
Exactly. So he's a loose cannon, but we just point them towards ogres.
Kind of
Because
like
if we leave him, just imagine if we leave him be and we leave him alone, he may go and put some and light something on fire that we don't want him to.
right. I sort of like cock my head back in the direction of Flint for a moment, and then back to Robert, and I'll say that seems like perhaps best thing we can do at the moment. I'm in agreement.
Really. So, was it Flint? I turned towards Flint.
And so he started walking to the goblin group.
So you
like,
you
after
would see him towards the Actually, where is he going? Because he's not sure where the goblin camp is.
He's just go. Okay, so he's headed north.
It's kind of the direction
He
the
thinks-
ogre was headed.
Yeah,
Alright.
he's heading in the general.
Oh,
direction
he
the
has
ogre.
he has survival, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like he may have found another trail now that he's following. Perhaps he knows these woods pretty well. Because yeah, one of the scouts says it looks like there are signs of passage over there. He might be following them.
Hey, Flint! Where are you going?
What? Well, you want to go kill more things? I'm going to where more things are to kill.
Do you think you can kill them alone? Or maybe you want to join us and have a better chance? Don't run away.
Not running. I'm walking.
Just stay there. Just come here and let's go together.
Could you make up your mind? I either stay or I come. I can't do both.
You come to us and we go together. You seem like a
Well,
nice,
you
you seem like a nice lad.
Why don't you walk over to me if we're heading that way?
Come on, let's go.
Alright, so
I turned to him like, I really don't like this guy, but he may be useful. At least if he can find another camp, let's give him that chance, and then whatever. Then we will see what we do with him.
Scout.
Yeah. Now that he's walked away enough that at least he and Robert are speaking at a yelling volume, I will now at this point try to respond quietly. I'll say, yeah, perhaps so. At least for the time being, we can, as you said, make sure that he's only lighting things on fire that should be lit on fire. He looks like he has sort of a problem working with others, actually. It remains to be seen whether that would be an issue.
Yeah.
I will
That's
say,
I also noticed.
one of the scouts will say, sorry, forgot his name. So it was Dallas who's been speaking. He says, I've never heard of a druid specializing in fire energies. This could be interesting. I've known some druids, but they're usually much more together.
Have we heard about any of such druids? I know I failed to check about his race, but what about the type of druid that lights things on fire?
Yeah, sure. You can make a check on that, nature check.
I'll ask him a question afterwards. Too.
What did you say?
I want to ask him a question after this too. The scout, sorry.
The scout? Oh, okay. So with a 13, you would know of a druid known as a wildfire druid. That you've never met one, but some of the old druids you talk to in your mountain cabin, because they would often come through and trade with you, would speak of some of the different types of druids that lived in the area. And apparently there are druids that commune more with fire and are more about like cleansing and renewal through like the cycles of burning of the trees and like the growth of the new wood. This might be one of those.
Yeah, I think I've heard something about it. I've never met one, and I always thought that this is kind of weird combination to be a druid that burns stuff when everything around you is very flammable. And I point towards trees. But who knows? Who knows?
Have you heard them to be often
And,
this unhinged?
I'll assume that you guys are kind of slowly following, but
Yeah,
keeping a distance. So it
Yeah.
doesn't get too
Yeah,
far.
we are just walking. And
Probably
going in
closing
this
the gap.
direction.
Yeah.
Even.
I haven't heard about any of their qualities or characteristics. I
Right.
honestly don't know. Maybe it's his own thing. Don't know.
Maybe so.
Scout Gregor says, well, fire is unpredictable at times, as he's kind of looking around nervously. Says it might make sense that someone who wields it as such could also become unpredictable, maybe dangerous.
Well, I did see a couple of wizards who can do burning hands, and they were nowhere near as crazy as this guy.
He just
But
nods.
So I don't.
have there been any reports of anyone? Because the farms must have seen him, unless he's been just arrived here.
Scout
Have you
says,
heard nothing of a?
no, we haven't had any reports of someone going around burning the Iron Tide, though, there is a lot of area. I mean, if he was doing it away from town, it just might not be something we picked up.
Yeah, I mean he's even next to the farms, which means he must be here. He must have arrived fairly recently, possibly along with them. This may be it. Like we may be walking into a trap.
He says maybe, I don't know, but doesn't seem like the type that would have enough forethought to set traps. Still, you're right. It's
Yes,
possible.
but he has enough disregard to carry them out. Now I'm just gonna keep my eyes ready.
All right. So
Agreed.
you are traveling. Go ahead and give me a survival check, Flint.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, you definitely have caught or have come upon a trail that you are now following. As maybe a couple of hours. Well, I'll say an hour passes, and it leads you to back to the road, where there are several farms close together, all of which look like they've been attacked and looted. These look like they've, been. They probably were hit by the bandits a while ago. And I'll say at this point, the rest of the group kind of caught up. So, what do you want to do?
Can I tell which direction the people that did this have come from or headed to?
So it looks like the trail is heading kind of into the center of the community, maybe towards one of the outer farms. If you want to keep following
Can I,
it.
can I tell how long ago this attack happened?
Yeah. Well, these farms, do you want to get closer and kind of look at the signs of what's been going on?
If it's not going to make me walk through where, if anyone's in the center of town can see, yeah, I'll go and have a look.
All right. So yeah, these farms you would guess were hit a long time ago. Like maybe these were some of the first farms to be attacked when the bandits came through here, or whatever they are, maybe mercenaries. There's there are signs that no one's been in them for a while. Though you do see more tracks that kind of go through the road area. Which actually, are you telling the group any of this, or are you just kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'd if they've caught up with me, I'd be telling them.
Oh, never mind. None of you have a good passive investigation. I guess active investigation rolls might tell you something. If you guys want to make
What do you-
those.
Oh, that's right, because you do investigation third. Never mind. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
That's
do you have
16.
a? Yeah, the
No,
second
no.
one is insight. Third is investigation. So I'll say Blinto and Grinkle. You would guess that they might have maybe a base that they've constructed, maybe out of one of the farms that they're using if they're continuing to return to this area. Maybe that's where these tracks head to whatever base they've taken, which, like I said, is probably some kind of farm or an abandoned farm.
Great. Yeah, I'd definitely tell them that then. So, do you want to set an ambush, or do you want to go at them while they're sleeping?
Are you able to tell how many of them there are, based on the foot traffic here? That might inform our decision.
I mean, if that's what you want to know, I've got a different way of figuring that out.
And what would that be?
They turn into a squirrel and go along the trees.
So that is certainly an option. Presumably, it'll take you quite a time to get there, depending on how far away it is. I was hoping to get your gut reaction. We can do both.
I mean, okay, fine. I can have a look and see if I can tell. See if I can tell how many from footprints there are.
So it looks like there are several groups. But yeah, give me another perception check.
Perception? Oh, that I'm good on. I get advantage. 21.
Alright, so yeah, you study the tracks, and yeah, it looks like there are several different groups that have come and gone through this area. Added all together, there'd probably be something like, I don't know, 15 to 20 that at one time or another maybe have come through this area.
I tell them all that, like, yeah, no, there's about 15, maybe 20 there. They come through at least like that. I don't know if they're there now, but assume 20 because everything else will be less.
That's good to know. Well,
Okay, so this was one of first places that got attacked. So for
Yeah, but
me,
I think they've got a camp in the center of town.
so
minus
you
the 5 we had killed.
okay. Sorry, I missed that. So you think that they are there right now?
I don't know if they're there right now, but they keep coming back here. So if they're not there now, they will be there soon. I mean, if they're there now, we can
That's-
just go block the doors and I could just set the house on fire.
Well, that would be not the worst idea. What if
Well-
they're not? We could probably wait. We could probably just hide and wait for them to come back. But this could take several days. Who knows where they are?
I agree. And
Well-
we're loud.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not.
But I
So
do.
I will go skipping off down behind the houses, heading towards the center of town because I'm not loud.
Oh. One of the guards is like, ah. Alright, so where are you headed?
I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go around one of the houses. I'm assuming there are trees and stuff here, right? Or is this like very town, like small town yard type thing?
Well, this is kind of a road going along several farmhouses and areas. There are definitely trees, but the farms themselves just mostly have fields. If you go onto the farmland.
But the Entra farm thing will be quite far down the road, right?
Yeah, so I assume you're following the trail.
Yeah, no, I will head back then to them and just go, yeah, no, it's further than I thought, so there's no point worrying about it yet. When we get closer, I can go animal and go and...
Well, let's go. Let's go as close as we are comfortable, and then you could scout.
I'd advise staying off the road, because they seem to be using the road to travel. So it means that A, you're not detected if they're checking, and B, if they come down, we don't get jumped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Seems
are
like a good idea.
traveling
Along the fields behind the farms, if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, so let me know if you're doing anything. Otherwise, I'm going to do some checks here. Okay. So give me a stealth check. If you're gonna try to be kind of stealthy.
Everyone, or is a group?
For now I'll say Flint because he's kind of closer up. So 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't get passive out of trace till second level spells.
Alright, so you are following this trail, and as you kind of come around a bend, there is a hill there, and in the distance, you would see a farmhouse with like maybe smoke coming out of the chimney, indicating someone might still be there. Give me, well, with your passive perception, you would see there are several of the mercenaries, the type you've been killing, the chainmail armored ones, kind of out in the field, as well as some orcs, the mercenaries who don't wear metal armor and are a little bit more annoying for you.
Yeah, I hate them. Just not then. No fun.
But yeah, this might be the base. You would see at least 5 of these guys in view, and possibly more in the house. You're still a pretty good distance away, and luckily they have not spotted you, even though you're not doing the best job of hiding.
No, I go back, get them, and move us out of sight line of them, and just be like, so great news, they're living in a house. Bad news, there's about 5 of them on patrol with more of them in the house. I don't think there's going to be less of them at night. Might be though, we could wait and see.
Those motherfuckers, they're living in a farmhouse. Just imagine what they have done to farm people.
Wait, do they fuck people's mothers? Is that what they do? I mean, that's just weird. I mean, if that's what they're
This is just a
doing,
saying. This is just a saying, Flint. You don't have to take everything literally.
What's literal?
It is. I'll just stop. I'll
We'll
just.
do it later. Yeah.
It just goes nowhere.
Well, it's time to cleanse the unworthy denizens of the night, I'm guessing. Bandits shall have no quarter. As I get my axe ready.
The scout says, well, if there's 5 in view and more in the house, this could be a big fight. We can try to assist you from a distance, but yeah, just be careful.
Yeah, well,
Do you want to?
yeah.
We don't expect you to engage. You are scouts
Yeah.
after all.
In fact, I
You
would
were
say
not-
it's probably better that you don't, because I think you'll be likely to get yourselves in more
Yeah.
harm's way than we'd like.
We also promised Shock to keep you safe.
Scout nods. He
Question:
says,
why are we going to do this? Why are we going to jump them now?
When do you think we should jump them?
I mean, we could stake this place out for a day, see what they do, see what their rotations are like, and then come up with a plan that way when we know how they work.
Well, we've just killed 5 of them. Another day gives them time for reinforcements, and another time to disturb the night.
But
That's
you're
a good
assuming
point.
they know the 5 you killed are dead.
They do.
The scout says, well,
How's
when
it?
their people don't come back, they're probably going to assume, because of the check-in, the missed check-in, that something's happened. If they're at all a proficient military unit.
And I wonder if this is the place that we let that hobgoblin go back to when I sent him to sleep. I
Glad
hope
you
he's
mentioned
told
that.
them of me, and then they feared the dark.
It certainly could be, and
Flint
with that
looks
in
at all
mind,
of you and just be like, you think I'm crazy and you let one of them live?
of course we did, and I'll tell you why. Because our goal is not to kill them all. Our goal is to help Char stave them off. The sooner we can either push them back or convince them that Char is no longer of interest, the sooner those people will be safe. According to the one we spoke to, they are here to right a wrong. If they are correct about that, they will be willing to listen to reason. The sooner that we are able to get into a position where we can speak with them and come to an accord, the sooner Char stops getting sacked. That's why.
Good. So you want to go speak to them then? Should we go do that? Let's go do that. We'll go do that.
Alright, so, what are you doing?
I'm down just to walk to the house. We could do it.
I see.
I think we already understood that we are not the stealthy type. We really
Yeah.
have no chance of sneaking up on anyone with our group,
Yeah.
all in chain armor. So stealth is not an option.
Yeah. It just undermines our intimidation.
Exactly.
And we do look
This is
imposing.
this is the thing I'm going to ask. If they go walking straight up, can I kind of sneak behind the houses to kind of try and do the thing of locking them in and set the house ablaze?
I mean, do you mean while they're walking up, you're trying to sneak around the back or something?
While they're walking up and all the orcs and all that thing kind of realize these guys are coming and try and get in position to scare them, I sneak round them, like round the back, while they're all attention to the front, argument's sake, and lock them in and then set the house ablaze. Or set the fire at the
I
the
mean,
entrance and exit.
you could try doing that. You know that if you get caught out of position, that could be very dangerous with that many, enemies.
Yeah, maybe not. I
Alright.
might be crazy, I'm not that crazy. Well, I'll stick with them. You're like, yeah, cool, great, let's go.
All right, so you are.
Also, as a reminder, and I turn towards Flint. There may be humans there. They could have kept them as slaves, as servants. So don't burn everyone. Capish?
I mean, it wasn't going to burn everyone, but that's kind of a point to burning the house down, because they're being there, and that's the point. Yeah.
There are people in
Good
the house.
thinking.
Yes.
You would light the people on
They-
fire.
They could have
No.
people there who are slaves or otherwise captured.
No, if I knew there were people in the house, I wouldn't set the house on fire. Do you think I'm evil? I'm not going to burn people just for burning people. Like, you know.
No, I don't. I don't think you're evil. I think you're reckless. You literally just told us that you might try and lock the house and burn it to the ground. How would you know
Yeah.
if there were people in it or not?
Oh, you mean how would I know that there's not just hobgoblins and orcs in there? Oh, okay, I'm with you now. I wouldn't.
Right.
Ignorance.
Right.
All right.
Your irreverence for life is concerning.
All right, so
I agree.
you are approaching, right?
Yeah. I'll go first. I don't like them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it sounds to me like our intent is to be ready for anything, whether that be combat or parlay, because we don't know. I think the assumption is that it will be combat, but it's possible that the dude we let go could have come here, so we don't know that for sure.
So are you
Do
approaching
you know
with
his
your
name?
weapons drawn?
I would not.
Okay, so initially you're kind of, not like hands up or anything, but just like casually kind of approaching, but ready for
Yeah.
trouble.
I would have my sword sheathed, but with a shield.
All right.
Do you know the person's name, the one you talked to? Do you know like what they are to ask for them?
No, but we left
No.
an impression.
All right, give me a moment as you are approaching.
While we are approaching, I will just repeatedly tell Flint that, this may sound weird to you, but our goal is, even though we have been doing it for past couple of days, our main goal is not to kill them all, is to drive them away, as have been said by Cain. So if there is a chance to
Okay.
do it, if there is a chance to just convince them to go away, we would rather do that. If not,
No,
then we
cool.
will probably have to burn them.
You guys want to talk to them? Cool, great. You guys go for that. I'm not very good at talking. Like, most of my
You
talking ends
don't
up
say.
burning.
You don't say.
No, I do. I do say, look, I know I'm really charming, and I know everybody adores me because I look so young. But, yeah. I mean, I suppose this is what happens when you watch your entire family burn alive in a house. Your entire village get burned down. But, live and learn.
Well, I would imagine it wouldn't make you like fire, if that would happen.
Why? Why would you not like fire?
Yeah.
I don't think we have
What's
time
not
for
to
this
Yeah,
you
let's
can
go.
you can do
Psychologist
little
analysis.
whispers.
Because
I'm just just
that wasn't a like hurry up. That's a more of a. I don't think on this as we're walking to the hobgoblins is the perfect time to deconstruct childhood trauma.
it's fair.
That's
It's very
I mean,
fair.
perfect time.
technically, I'm still a child. I mean, I'm only 98 years old, and for an elf, it's not that old. Actually, I'm quite young.
All right. So as you approach, coming out of the woods. All right, it's not nighttime. Sorry, let me turn the lights on. Or they are on. Okay. I just haven't revealed your things yet. All right. So yeah, as you are approaching. Oh, and Grinkle. Now there's 5 of you. Several of the orcs, as well as the hobgoblins. One of them yells out, "Someone approaches!" Wait, do any of you speak Orcish or hobgoblin? I forget.
Nope.
No.
Alright,
Languages, I don't remember.
so
I speak Elvish, Sylvan, Druid, Common. No.
alright, so yeah, they would yell something in a language you don't understand. And one of the hobgoblins kind of draws his bow, as well as the rest of them draw their weaponry. Give me initiative rolls.
I am hiding behind the big, tall people, just so. Yeah.
Can I be further up the front? I want to
Yeah,
be-
you can adjust. I just kind of pulled you onto the map. You can adjust your
That's
positionings.
fine. We'll our patented
I'll be
arrow
hiding in the
formation.
trees. I'm not brave. That initiative.
Not
I
brave.
think that should be 10.1. Do that.
Right, I think you're all on there. So the first act, as they go into a bit of a hostile stance, is going to be Robert. What do you do, Robert?
Wrinkle is not on there. They said Steph said she had to do a quick restart, so she'll be back shortly.
I see her on initiative.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's
So I
on there.
missed it.
But
Yeah,
Robert,
you are.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see the name, my bad.
what do you do?
Okay, Robert understand that Robert assumes we are not gonna solve this peacefully, so he would draw his sword.
Well, I mean, you could try. They don't seem peaceful yet. They definitely are weird or wary of you approaching. You could try to say something. But, you know, if you don't attack now,
Robert-
you'd be giving up your possible action.
Robert would move here, dodge,
Yeah.
and say in common, because I don't speak Hobgoblin or Orcish. He will just say, "Go away. You are not welcome in those lands."
And just to give you all an idea, because I know a lot of you have played in my older games, when there is a possibility of violence, I will usually roll initiative. That doesn't mean fighting always has to happen. Yeah, so just initiative doesn't always mean, like, you know, you can't talk. It just means, like, they might attack first. And you might have to, you know, ease the situation. Alright, so you come forward and you say, you don't belong here. I guess give me a persuasion at disadvantage. Doesn't seem like they wanted to hear that. Oh, wow. So one of the orcs looks at you and is like, you don't tell us where to be. Surrender yourselves. And that's it for what he said. Anything else, Robert?
No, that's been all my actions.
All right. So this guy yells in common, identify yourselves and drop your weapons now. The orc goes next. He rushes up to Robert readying an action, and says, "You heard him, whelp. Drop your weapon." And that's it for him. Flint.
Okay. Just me asking because of me being where I am. Can they see me?
Yeah, no one was
They look
stealthing.
like-
You have
Right.
what's it called, cover from the trees, but they can see you.
We lost
cool.
Steph.
Fine.
Oh no, our bard. She's the one who's supposed to save us.
I'll come there and just be like, okay, come get me.
All right, so you rush up there, taunting them a little.
No, I'm actually like saying like they said surrender, so I'm just like, okay.
Oh,
Come
I
get me.
see. You're like, I give up. Are you being deceptive? I guess deception or persuasion, since I don't know what you're doing. Your choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So they think of you as less of a threat as you are surrendering. This orc will also charge up with aggressive and ready in action as well. The hobgoblin is going to ready a shot and say, "You heard him, weapons down." The other hobgoblin does the same, as there's a bit of a standoff now. Nil.
You have 6 seconds, you bandits. You will either submit or die before this knight arrives, as I just walk up here. And
Give
I'm
me-
ready
Yeah.
an action. Well, I'm just gonna hit him. Fuck him.
You're hitting him?
Yeah.
Alright, so that triggers everything. As you are swinging, they are all going to attack. So, did you want to say something, Steph? Just in case you want... is she here?
I'm guessing that was the restart.
Oh, okay. She
They
can
were having mic
speak
issues.
out of turn. I'll give her a sec to see if she...
You guys hear me? Oh my god,
Yes.
finally.
And now. Yeah.
Oh my god, I had so much to say.
Alright, so yeah, I'll give you a chance to go before he swings. Because you're having voice problems. What do you want to say?
No, honestly, I was having issues back when we first met Flint.
Oh,
So, yeah, you guys just keep
alright.
going
Much to
ahead.
say there.
I'll just, yeah, I was trying to get it working. It's all good.
oh,
The
okay.
good news is I fixed the audio, so that's good. But go ahead, I'll pop
Alright.
in. needed.
Do you want to say anything now, as tensions are high, and one of your people is going to possibly start aggression?
Oh god. Okay, I popped out just as we were getting into this. That we were seeing the enemies here. So what happened to cause the tensions to get high, if you guys don't mind?
So basically, your group was saying, get out of here, you shouldn't be here. And the orcs were yelling, drop your weapons, surrender yourselves. And both sides are on edge. They're all kind of readying attacks, and anything could light this powder keg.
But they didn't say why they were all just yelling at each other.
Well, they're demanding your surrender, and your group is demanding they leave so far. Neither side has made much progress, so it's kind of a standoff.
Oh, jeez, well, we're not
Flint
surrendering.
surrendered.
Okay.
So, do you want to say anything?
No, you we'll keep going.
Alright, so we're lighting this powder keg then.
Yep.
So, you rush up and attack. There's going to be some reactions before you get to go. So this
No
guy
worries.
is going to swing at you in response to you attacking him, because he was readying. So great axe swing. Oh, rolls a 1. Completely missing nil, using his
Exactly.
reaction. The guy north of him
Fail and repent.
rolls a 19, which unfortunately I believe will hit you.
Did he roll it with disadvantage?
Oh yeah, dodge.
No, not you, Robert. He's attacking Nil because Nil's attacking.
Ah, they're both attacking Nil.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Because they're ready to attack the closest aggressive person they could.
Okay,
Which
understood.
would be Nil. So Nil, you are struck. Luckily, a glancing blow for 5 slashing damage. And that will use his reaction. This guy up here is going to shoot at Nil. Another 19. That's not good. So that would strike you, doing 10 points of piercing damage, and using his reaction. And the final guy is going to shoot at you. That misses. Alright, so now your attack goes off. You are hurt, but yeah, you are still up. Badly hurt. 13 against, I assume, this guy.
Yep.
That is his AC, so you would indeed connect. Doing 6 points of slashing. That, I assume, is it for you?
I think I'm gonna healing word myself, just to give me a little bit of illusion.
Alright, so you do a quick chant, drawing some healing energy onto you. A healing word.
Yeah, let me do that.
Alright, so you feel a bit better as you regain 5 points of health. Now just wounded instead of badly so. So go ahead and adjust your marker. Anything else, Crinkle? Or sorry, anything else, Nil?
No.
Alright, Crinkle.
Yeah. Okay, so I see him a little far away.
So, Nil, this would be your new marker, as you are no longer badly wounded. Just FYI.
Okay.
So your
yeah,
healer is
that
going
makes
to keep track of how you're doing.
Range at 30 feet for a spell, eh? Might be kind of crazy. I just learned, Ryan just informed me last week that I could do illusions, which I didn't know last time I played. So, I can move how much? 30?
Yes, your
30 feet?
movement,
Yep.
I believe, is 30.
Okay. I would love to move over here. And then, am I able to cast? And because my understanding is Nil's pretty hurt right now.
Well, he just healed himself, so he's wounded. He definitely could be better, but he's not as close to death. Still, you know, a good swipe could bring him down if someone gets a good hit on him.
Yeah. So, what I would love to do, see if I can create a little bit of space, if that's possible, because I'm a painter, right? And create illusions. It's pretty dope. I'd love to cast the minor illusion spell, if I can.
So the thing about minor illusion to keep in mind, it is a weak illusion,
Okay.
and it can only make smaller objects. Like it can't do animated things, it can't do people, it can do barrels and statues. There's a spell called what's the first level version of illusion?
Island image.
Yeah, minor
Yeah.
image, which I don't think. Well, I don't know.
Minor
Maybe
image.
he has it, but that's the more
No.
powerful illusion that can create animation, make people move.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay,
I don't
I'll do
know if he
something
has
really
that.
cool. All right, fine. I'll do something super cool, but we won't do that then. What we'll do instead is I'll do the healing word as well.
Yeah.
And cast that
All right.
to Nil.
So you chant, channeling some healing energy towards him. Go ahead and click on the spell.
Sorry.
No worries. Oh, good. So that is 7 points of healing, and now I believe you look much better. You were just winded, no longer wounded. as the healing energies flow over you. And this is the winded symbol. It's right next to the wounded one. It just means you're not at full, but you're not at half yet. You've used stamina. All right, so anything else for you, Grinkle?
No, that's good.
I think you
It's a
still have
bonus
your
action healing.
you still have your action. So you can
Oh, shit,
dodge,
okay.
or you can shoot at them, or
geez.
cast a cantrip. Any of those things.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at that guy right there.
Alright, so the one who's about to swing again at your ally.
Yeah, because I have a nice
Mark
little
these
bow,
guys.
I believe, a light crossbow, yeah.
Alright, so as you finish your healing spell, you raise your crossbow. Unfortunately, your ally is a bit in the way, and that would miss. Alright, so that would end your turn. Kane.
All right,
So this is going off.
Yep, yes it is. I will saunter forward 30 feet, unsheathing my greatsword as I do so. I will take it in both hands, cast Bless on myself, Robert, and Nilathon. And as I am casting this magic, I will say aloud, mostly in the direction of the hobgoblins, because so far they've seemed to be the higher ranking individuals in this Iron Tide. But, I'm not looking to either one of them specifically, but I will say, we are prepared to take you down if we need to. You let us know when you've had enough.
Alright, give me, I'll say persuasion or intimidation. Your call. Alright, so they do seem a bit intimidated by that. Anything else?
That will be all for me. Let me just mark myself with a bless and concentration. Yeah, that's everything I got.
Alright, so the end of the round, this guy is kind of looking back at the hobgoblins who are getting another arrow ready, so he's just gonna, we're fighting. And he rushes up to Robert, swinging with disadvantage. 20 becomes a 15 as you bring your shield up, blocking the massive great axe. Your arm hurts little, but no damage is taken. Alright, so going into the new round, I need to do something. So give me one moment to change the situation a bit.
Everyone inside the house
Be
rushing
all
out.
cryptic.
Yep.
You do indeed hear a bunch of noise from inside the house. Which I'm going to secretly roll some more initiatives. Alright, got those done. So Robert, in this new round, you are still the first to act. What do you want to do?
Well,
wait.
Robert is...
Sorry, I'm a liar. So, you are not the first to
Liar.
act. It didn't reorder.
Son of a bitch.
No, I'm a liar. Oh yeah, I'm the liar.
Yeah.
So a hobgoblin comes running out, who you actually recognize. And he says, "Wait, these are the ones who spared me. We should hear them out." And they look back and say, "These whelps." He says, "Yes, look at how large they are. Like I said, they're massive." So that is it for him. Now the question is, are any of you going to still attack, or do you want to try to end combat here?
I would ready an action if they continue attacking. I will also attack. But
Okay.
other than that, I would rather let the situation dissipate.
All right, so you're seeing kind of what happens. Now that question is to the whole group. Are any of you acting hostile, or planning to act hostile? All right.
I personally do not.
Okay, so the tension fades a little as you all kind of stare at each other, waiting for once again the hammer to fall. But yeah, none of them attack right away. This one will kind of lower his bow and say, "You spared one of our people, but you come this way aggressively. I'll hear you out. What do you want?"
Well, I think that's a complicated question. Ultimately, we want you to leave Char alone, though we understand from your companion there that you believe you've been slighted by someone in the Turuvian Empire, and that's why you've come. We would like to know more.
Hmm. Give me a persuasion with advantage. He says, yes, it's true. Our people have been slighted by one of yours. I don't know much about what happened. Just, that is why we were here. He says, we're going to give your message to Graves once our friend here had a chance to rest and recuperate from the beating you gave him. He says, so you've come here trying to drive us out of the farmlands, then? That's why you're attacking?
More or less, yes. We're trying to push you back from Char as much as we can, and if that means by force, obviously we're prepared to do that, though that also means that we are just continuing to incite your participation in a conflict that puts Char at risk. So
It's also a lot of effort on our part, and it would be a lot easier for both of us if you would just go away.
Both of you give me a persuasion check. One of them would yell, "You there!
We still have
what
bless.
are you doing?" Looking up at Flint.
we do have bless, but that actually doesn't influence.
Yeah,
it's the
that
same
only is
skill
attacks and
checks.
saves. Yeah, you need guidance. So he says, "We've taken." Well, how do you answer, Flint, if the hobgoblin yells up at you to get away from the house?
Flint responds in Sylvan, just like, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. I only speak Sylvan.
Give me
It's only Sylvan.
Give me a deception. He looks to the group. He says, "Tell your friend to stay away from our farmhouse, please, or else we will drop him." As they kind of once again ready their bows, getting a bit aggravated.
I saw Flint moving towards the house there, and I was just kind of starting to make my way towards him to see what he was doing.
They're going to shoot you if you get any closer.
I'm trying to see if they've got any slaves in there, any hostages. What my plan was.
He says, "We do have some hostages, prisoners." If you said that in, you said that in common, I assume.
No, I was saying that to the players. That's what my plan was. That's what I was gonna say. With my passive perception, do I see any hostage prisoners through windows or stuff like that moving inside?
From here, not obviously. There's none like right in the window or anything. But I mean, how do you answer your group when they ask you? Because you don't have like a mental link or anything. You couldn't tell them what your plan is right now.
I'm gonna say in Elvish because I kind of hope people speak Elvish. I was trying to see if they've got any hostages or slaves to see if you can try and get them to release them.
Does anyone speak Elvish?
I do.
Okay, so then you would understand him.
Yeah.
I will respond. I will respond in Elvish, and I will say, what you're doing is likely to get them to shoot you and the hostages as well.
Oh.
But yeah, you don't see any of them here from the windows.
Alright,
unless they're bluffing.
If they tell me to come back or to stay where I am?
I tell him to come back in Elvish.
Alright, cool.
Get back here.
I start coming back, but I come back this way. So I come back, like, going behind this tree near them, because technically I'm doing what they wanted.
Alright, so
Oh
they
no,
give
wait,
you...
it's my...
They kind of
Yeah,
give
yeah,
you dirty looks, and as you get closer, they raise their bows, pointing right at you.
I still
But
speak Sylvan to them.
you kind of
Let him
like
go. Stop.
cautiously
He's coming back.
tiptoe,
Coming back, he's
tiptoe,
coming back.
tiptoe. Yeah. The guy growls a bit. You're actually. It's fortunate that none of these guys recognize you because you have killed a good amount of their initial forces. These might be new forces from the initial attack, so that's kind of working in
I'm
your
gonna be
favor.
honest, you think Flint gives a shit? Flint would
Well,
think, like,
if
"You
they
killed us,
recognized
come on."
you, they might just kill you, like right here.
Flint's just like, yeah, hi, it's lovely. Your friend was delicious to eat. Yeah.
Oh my. Anyway, so you kind of head back, rejoin the group, and he would say, listen, we are not going to give up this base we've taken. He says this is a place we're using for supplies, but we can parlay and let you, leave this place unhindered until we get a command from Graves as to what to do about you. Perhaps he will wish to speak to you. This is the first time anyone has approached us and offered to diplomatically solve this.
In that case, I think you have your friend there to thank for this opportunity in the first place. His wisdom has brought us to this accord. As part of this conversation, are you willing to leave Char alone in the short term until a permanent solution is reached? That is our number one interest, is a short-term peace for them. They are not doing well as a result of your actions.
Give me, do you want to say anything, Grinkle? Because I know you have a pretty good persuasion as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, sorry, just because I don't know if we went over it the last session when I wasn't here, but do we know why they're raiding all of these farms and taking over these farms yet?
So,
No.
Go ahead, you guys can answer.
They said they came here with a deal with someone in this empire, in our empire, but they betrayed them, so they're now doing this as revenge or something to get back at them, but we don't know who it is and we don't know what they consider betrayal.
Yeah, and we don't know that it's necessarily just vengeance. Like, I think it's either vengeance or they literally came here to get paid or to get what is owed to them. There may be like a legitimate gain here beyond just being dicks.
Well, I
they'd be
mean,
winning.
yeah, I mean, can we get, now that we have more people, can we get a little bit more information? Say like, well, maybe we can come to some kind of agreement.
So what are you going to say to him exactly? You going to ask him something?
Yeah, say so.
This is kind of like the improv section where you kind of talk as you think your character would be talking.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to come up with a good kind of, because it's persuasion. Say like, can let's talk about why you guys are here. What orders were you given? And let's see, like, can we come up with some kind of solution? Can we help you with something? I know you guys were betrayed to some degree, and we talk about exactly what's going on here. What happened? Are they willing to share that information with us?
And sorry, what was it? Because I lost my train of thought. What was it you initially said, Kane? You asked of them? Oh, to not attack Char, right?
Yeah, if they would be willing to agree to a short-term accord until a permanent solution is reached. Yeah, just basically whatever it is you guys need. Let's obviously trying to solve that problem is going to take time, but leave Char alone, and we can probably.
So give me.
Yeah, let's do a ceasefire and see if we can help you figure out what you want.
Give me persuasion checks at disadvantage. They're
Okay.
not
trying
necessarily
to-
there yet.
Right.
I
I'm trying
don't
to
know how
remember
to
if
do
that
disadvantage.
If you
Is
just
that-
click on it, it'll roll twice, and you take the lower.
Okay.
Yeah.
is that the 19 that I just put in, or was that from something else? I think that was a previous one.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
a previous one.
Do I have?
Inspiration, perhaps.
Yes, I do. I do have one. So I will use the one I have to.
I
Make
think
that,
persuasion is
even.
like the most common thing people use inspiration on,
Yeah, I agree.
which is definitely a good spend. 12. So he says, I am a soldier. I am more leading my units here, but I don't have say in our orders. I cannot give such a request or such an order to my people without Captain Graves approving it. He says, we will continue raiding, but we will leave you alone until we know of other orders. He looks to, until we get other orders, he looks to Grinkle and would say, you may ask whatever you wish. I will not lie to you. I can only tell you what I know, though.
Is there a possibility that you can tell us where your captain is? We can talk with them.
Give me a persuasion check. 13. He says, we were going to send Renke here. He points to the hobgoblin you spared, to deliver your message and see what he sent back. We don't necessarily trust you enough to let you go with him or see where our main base is, as we don't know your intentions yet. He says, but once we get word back, perhaps Graves will come to speak himself, or give us orders to give you the location of his base. But that is up to him to decide.
Right.
He says,
Do we have a time frame on this?
He says it's most likely will be tomorrow when the messenger returns. But that's all I'll say. Which would, as an insight, passive, just might be obvious again, but Nil and Flint, you would think the base is nearby somewhere.
Okay.
Robert
If you
will
can't-
turn.
if you-
Robert would. Yeah, sure.
Go ahead,
I
we'll
wanted
start
to-
with Nil. What are you saying, Nil?
I wanted to address them. I put my battle axe away on the floor. If you can't offer us as ceasefire, how about the return of the hostages you currently hold?
And what were you saying, Robert?
Robert was telling. Robert wanted to say that, like you, when you say you cannot offer ceasefire, well, you understand that if now, while we wait for your decision, you attack any other farm, we will have to defend it. And this is not an intimidation. This is just a statement of fact.
He nods and says that is understood. But unfortunately, we don't have a good way of addressing that. I cannot halt our attack again without Graves' consent. He says, though we can at least agree not to attack any of the farmlands near here. He says, well, most of those have been looted by now anyway. And as for your getting the hostages back, give me a persuasion.
I'm going to use the thing on this.
Inspiration?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one. So advantage.
Hmm.
He considers it a moment. And he says, and this is quite a gift to give up prisoners of war for nothing. What do you have to offer us?
This chance at parley, your continued existence, the night that you will have this evening. That is my gift to you.
Give me an intimidation. He just laughs. He says, "You are all outnumbered right now." He says, "It would be foolish to continue this attack, especially because we have forces within the house you have not seen." He says, "The only reason we haven't wiped you out is because our friend here has told us of your wish to parley. Do not overplay your hand."
You tried to wipe me out, and look where it got you, as I point to the holes in my chest. Do you have enough arrows? Do you have enough orcs? Do you have enough men? This parlay suits us both.
Give me another intimidation check. I'm going to say with disadvantage, because they do have numbers. No. He says, "We have plenty more arrows where that came from, but this flexing is getting us nowhere." He says, "If you want the prisoners, you will have to pay for them, as is the rules of war. Or trade us prisoners if you've taken any."
Robert will approach him, and
I lost one.
without weapons, Robert will approach him, and he will come towards him and say, "Okay, guys, we all know we don't want to fight you. I'm sure you don't want to fight us. And your guy, he must have told you that we are not weak. We know how to handle ourselves. So, guys, take this." And I take out of my backpack. Robert takes a gem, and this is one of gems that we collected a couple of sessions ago. This is the one that was worth 20 gold.
So he looks at
I'm
it.
willing to give you this for those prisoners that you have there.
So he considers you again a moment. Anyone else saying anything to try to add to this persuasion check?
Well, I do want to know how much first.
How much?
And then how much he wants for the people. And he does kind of owe us one for letting that guy live. So
that's actually what I want to say is when he says, this would be us giving up prisoners for nothing. And as Robert is walking over and handing him a valuable gem, I will say, "Have we not ourselves already given you a prisoner of war back for free?" And I will gesture to Renke behind him.
Alright, I'll give you a persuasion at advantage, and Robert normal persuasion. So that's a pretty good argument.
I will use inspiration as well.
Alright. Did you use one yet? No, you didn't. Another persuasion.
No.
Inspiration. Alright.
I need it.
Yeah. You're
Nice.
not the best talker. All right, so he kind of is like about to say something, then he thinks for a moment. He says, "Fair point." This is very well. We will give up our 5 prisoners for your gem and the fact that you let one of our soldiers go. Farmers are probably worth more than soldiers, or farmers are probably worth less than soldiers anyway. Do we have a deal?
Yeah,
yes.
You can have it, and I'll give
Can
it to
I
him.
make a note to remember like a distinctive feature about him?
This guy?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll say he has a scar on his, like a big scar down his arm, as if he took like an axe hit or a sword hit or something.
Okay, it's fine. Just making a mental note to.
If you find this guy later after you kill a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Scar Guy. I liked him.
No, as in like get the gem back.
Oh, I see. You're gonna kill this guy later on. Where's my gem? Stab.
We've secured the peace treaties. Now murder.
And we secured the people.
All right.
Well,
the hostages are clear and attack. All right. So yeah, he takes the gem and nods, and he yells something in Hobgoblin. At which point, a Hobgoblin looks a bit odd to you. Will walk out of the house. You have not seen one like this before. He looks like a hobgoblin, but he has horns, which is very odd.
Assuming I haven't killed one of them either.
No, you don't think you've seen one of these either. Yeah, he almost looks like some sort of devil or demon. And for some
Does he
reason,
have any
his
weapons on him?
information isn't hidden, so let me hide that before I show his picture. He doesn't. Not that you can see. He just has kind of robes and horns. He doesn't actually have boobs. That's just this picture. But yeah, he walks out, and behind him, several farmers walk as well. And he says, "To your people, go." And they just kind of meekly nod and walk over to the group. And the guy who's been talking says, "There, perhaps a good first gesture of good faith to show we are not just here for carnage." He says, "And from what I am told, your people attacked us first, so we did not start these hostilities." He says, "We
That's
tried."
good.
He says, "We tried to come to your village to talk to your people who owed us, and we were attacked. That is what kicked this off."
Do I believe that?
Give me an active insight. So you think he believes it. You're not sure if it's true. You think that's what he was told.
All right. Perhaps your Captain Graves can tell us more.
He nods.
So what do we do? What do we decide? Tomorrow, same time here, and we come together and see what your captain said.
He says,
Or how long do you need?
"Yes, if you wish to return here tomorrow, we will most likely have the message then. Most likely tomorrow afternoon."
Okay.
One of them says something in Goblin, you assume, and he kind of almost like looks like he hushes him, as if one of them. And I'll say with your passive insight, Nil and Flint, maybe Robert too, because this isn't subtle. One of them seems concerned about something, but yeah, the guy just kind of hushes him. So what are you gonna do?
So
Are the people okay?
Yeah, I mean the people seem very what's the word? Like maybe scared and maybe disheveled, but I mean they're not wounded or exhausted, so at least they've been fed.
Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna spend my time just reassuring them for now. Then.
He says the Iron Tide does recognize surrender as well as parley. We do not attack those who we don't know to be true enemies.
Yes, and a lot of farmers are your true enemies. Truly, agriculture is the greatest.
Give me a sass check.
Is that a thing? Is that charisma?
I don't know. Maybe intimidation. They need they need a sass skill. It's like
Performance?
sassy.
sarcasm.
Sarcasm
Check.
check. Yeah. Oh, that's so noble of you. He just kind of narrows his eyes a bit, giving you some shady look. But yeah, what do you want to do? Kane, you approach.
Yeah, as our scheme has worked, I will walk over and I will extend my hand in his direction, and I will say, "My name is Kane, and the Starry Knights appreciate your willingness to seek a peaceful resolution to this conflict. What is your name?"
What's my name? Hang on, I gotta go look it up. I'm totally not just generating it right now. Definitely planned all of this.
Absolutely.
He says, "Well met, Kane. I am Herrick, sub-captain of this patrol and our base here." He says, "I have not heard of the Starry Knights, but you seem to hold your mercenary group with honor, and we respect that, as we come from a land where it is sorely lacking."
We certainly try to. As we mentioned, our number one goal is the safety of Char. We sort of expected this to be a much more bloody ordeal, and I think it goes without saying, but we're prepared to see it done that way if it has to be. That typically never ends well.
He says, well, at this point we work to recoup our losses. As I was told, we tried to do it diplomatically, and that failed. So now this is the result. You can blame your people for this, or whoever it was in Char that caused this to happen. If I had a name, I'd give it to you, but as a lower-ranking soldier, we were just told where to go. We're not told the details of why. Perhaps Graves can give you that information.
I hope we can.
He says,
Well,
I, just out of curiosity, I haven't seen anyone with your features. He says, what race are you?
that's a good question.
He says, you would...
I don't have a spectacular answer. Most of the scholarly folk that I've hung around with in the past have taken to calling me a lupin, and there are few and far of us between. I don't know that we've ever called ourselves anything. So that's likely what you'll find us by if you find us by anything.
He just nods and says, we will see you tomorrow then, he says, and we will try not to attack anything around here. Alright, so what does the group want to do?
Good.
You would see Flint over there kind of burning up some twigs. Maybe a little bit antsy.
Yeah, I've been
not
hanging
antsy,
around
I'm
Flint.
You're
Make
Not
sure.
antsy,
It's
I'm just
okay,
doing it to
guy.
keep myself occupied. It's fine. Just like
It's okay, guy. It's okay. Yeah, luckily these guys don't see
I just want to
too-
go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to go give Renke a handshake as well, and then make my way back to the others.
Ranke, just kind of nervously shakes your hand. He says, it's good to see you again.
Okay, guys, let's go.
Yeah.
We've done everything we needed here. Yes.
oh, cool, great.
I agree.
Then skips off down the way.
Alright, so Flint is carefree in his retreat from the area, and I assume the rest of you go with him,
Yeah, but I'm at the back watching behind us.
keeping an eye. Alright, fair enough. So you walk down the road a bit, still in the area, but out of sight.
Yes.
I mean, I can say to the group, I mean, I had a thought. This is the second time, at least for me, that I've been here that I've heard that we've been the primary aggressor with this group. Is it possible? I know we were a little sketched out by, was it Blackwater before?
Right.
I think it's possible that, he was the one that kind of did the initial wrongdoing, and we're kind of doing his dirty work for him at this point.
I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain it was him because he's the only person here powerful enough to have any kind of doings with a clan or whatever.
Right.
Like
So-
imagine who else is in a position to have some alliances with the whole clan of hobgoblins in Char. Like
Right.
that's only him.
The
Counterpoint.
scout would say, I'll say, hang on, let me get my scouts in order. Which scout is this? Why can I not see? Oh, it's in camp. Scout Dallas would say, it just seems strange. Blackwater is a pillar of the community. He's helped with a lot of town projects and funds a lot of Char. Why would he bring down these hobgoblins upon us? I mean, if he betrayed them, he must have known that a mercenary company like this would attack Char, and that would make it much harder for him and his projects.
Well, then imagine what he betrayed them for, if it was worth
Right.
it.
Yeah, but every bandit has their justification. They think they were all slighted by the world one way or another, and they're getting what they were owed.
So the So, just out of curiosity, Nil, is this a background thing that you hate these bandits so much?
No, I don't like bandits in general because they tend to attack during the nighttime, and they're the reason people fear going out and traveling the roads at night. And like people say, the night isn't safe because of the fear of being attacked.
Right.
Is more why I don't like.
I'll give you an
just bandits in
inspiration
general.
point because you've been consistent on this through your role play.
They
And it
give
has
Knight a bad name.
worked against the group a little, but you're sticking to your RP. So yeah, I'll give you an inspiration point for that.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
You cannot.
and yeah, I think.
I think
Or go ahead. Sorry.
I also don't
I
think we
think
should
I'm
head
not-
back to our main camp this evening. For if they follow us and launch a full-scale attack, we are putting
Mhm.
those people in danger.
Good point.
Well, I think these people would be safe in our camp much more than they would be outside of our camp, don't you think?
I mean,
Yes, but I don't
mean,
want to just any to befall Chloe and.
Here's two thoughts. You've got scouts. Get the scouts to take them back to the main camp, and then we haul up in one of the bases. And if people follow them, we see and we stop them.
Yeah, that could work. If like this is the main road that they do use, we can just like sit here, make sure they don't
I
go down.
I don't think that not going to camp is a good idea, because if we don't, we like, instead of one big group of us plus everyone in a camp, we become two weaker groups, and they can just choose whichever one they want to attack.
The scout says, "Well, I can try to hide our trail as we leave."
Yes.
that would be wise.
How far would the camp be? Like if we decide to go back to camp, to lose time?
Yeah, I assume your camp is usually about an hour travel from wherever you are, unless you want to be further.
I think that's right.
I really don't see a big point of not, like, a big reason of not going to the camp. We just save like an hour of travel, and for no reason we just sit under a tree for the whole night. But
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
doesn't.
I said stay in one of the houses. I didn't say sleep under a tree.
yeah, we could probably, yeah, actually we could use one of raided farms, the one that has no one. I would imagine there are some around, right?
Yeah,
empty
no,
farms.
there's a bunch of empty farmhouses you could use if you wanted.
Yeah, we could do
I
that.
think, however, you actually made a good point in that if we stay here, we are two weak forces, whereas if we go back to the camp, we are one strong one.
Exactly.
I mean, it sounds like based off of our conversations, the last two fights, it doesn't really seem like they have much of an interest in coming and attacking us specifically.
Yeah.
Well,
Seems like they're defending
I think-
themselves when we show up, but I don't know that they're really tracking us.
Defending themselves, they're killing a family, looting their house, and burning it down.
Yeah.
In my
fast,
defense,
friendly fire.
In self-defense.
In my defense, the one I killed did attack me first. I mean, I did call him a bunch of names, but still, he swung first.
Well, I mean, he was wounded, right? Maybe he was scared.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had to deal with Brinkle.
Oh,
Attack.
that guy actually wasn't wounded. The one that ran, he just ran because he was
Oh.
outnumbered. So he was actually
Ah.
pretty strong, which would give you a little bit more respect for Flint taking him down solo.
Okay, fair.
Interesting. Yeah, I think we need to go to camp. Like,
I wouldn't mind
from
going
what
to
what I learned about hobgoblins. They seem to be lawful. They seem to hold, kind of, to stick to their word, and I don't imagine them betraying us so bluntly as just attacking us in our camp after we agreed to kind of to not do that. So
If they
it
do,
would be
we come back
uncharacteristic.
If they do
And
attack us,
we
we come
just
back tomorrow
burn
and
them.
kill them. Yes.
Temper your
And-
expectations of bandits.
We will
The
have
only reason we weren't shot is because they weren't sure they were going to win.
we will have the advantage if we have all our people. Scout Gregor
Mhm.
says. Scout Dallas nods and
Exactly.
says, and as I said, I can try to hide our trail just to make it less likely that they can even find us.
I can
I'll
help with
try.
that. I can help with that.
Me too. Me too.
All right. everyone's gonna hide the trail. I'll say only up to 2 of you can work on it, though. So let me get two survival checks from the group, which I'm guessing is going to be.
Yeah, let's.
I
I
just
think
asked
Flint is better.
the
Flint's
farmers
not rolling
if
well, though.
that was everyone.
They say yes. The ones who fought unfortunately were killed, but they, as they said, they did take us prisoner and didn't abuse us, just kept us in chains.
Yeah.
Can I roll, or will the second roll be from the scout?
It's up to you. Do you want the scout to work on this, or do you want to do it?
Okay, I'll do that. We are both good.
Right. So yeah, you do an okay job. You think that should keep most normal, skilled people off your trail. You spend an hour traveling while I make some rolls, and you arrive back at your camp. So it is about. Why do I keep closing my calendar? It's about 3:50 in the afternoon when you get back to your people. Shock and Melody and all them are happy to see you. I assume you tell them about the things that happened.
Yes.
What do you all want to do?
I think
at least. Yeah.
I think perhaps there is another option in terms of who the transgressor might be. You all made some good points earlier in that if Blackwater was the one who had wronged them, why would it makes it... Some things don't track with that, given that he cares so much about the settlement. However, before we left, we were explicitly told by Blackwater not to deal with anyone else who is interested in our operation. Perhaps there is someone else in Char who is perhaps not as well connected as he is, but who has connections nevertheless, and they are the ones who have affronted the Iron Tide in this way.
Young Jack says that would make sense. Did he actually say that? Wow, what a jerk.
Kane, you lived in Char longer than we did. Are there any other factions you know of in Char that would be of like comparable power to Blackwater?
That's a good question. For the DM, I think.
So, I guess you could use history or just an intelligence check, unless there's a different skill you think you could use here to know more about the town's, I think that's comings and goings.
Well, I mean, getting to know people was my primary way of doing things, so I guess whether or not people would have told me about it as opposed to whether or not I've read it. But still, I think...
Sure, you can do a persuasion check. Usually that's in the present, but we can say maybe you talked to people in the past. See what you found out.
Yeah. I imagine that if there, whatever I learned in Char, whether it was about factions or literally anything else, it probably only came by that knowledge as a result of being a stand-up guy, so...
Alright. So the only other thing that was out of the ordinary is you heard rumors kind of shortly after, or, well, were you there before or after the attack started?
Before.
Okay. So a little while before the attack started, there were rumors that one of the thief guilds from Highguard, a group known as the Blood Hand, had taken up residence in Char and were causing some trouble. No one knew why, because there's nothing really worth stealing in Char. But according to rumors, they were there. You never encountered them. You never really looked for them because you had bigger problems when the attack started. But that's the only other faction you could think of that was being discussed. If it was someone else, like another interested party in Highguard, the town wouldn't have known about it, or at least you wouldn't. Right. You hadn't heard about it.
Okay, then I'll say there's some sort of band of criminals that were rumored to have a presence in Char, though I was never able to confirm it myself, having had my hands quite tied up with fending off the attacks. It's possible that...
What was the name of the group?
I believe they're called the Blood Hand.
come on! You weren't with us. We actually fought them. We actually fought
Yes.
them with Shock.
Shock.
We
Can't
fought
think of
them.
was it Alan? Was it Alan
Yeah,
that
we were
kidnapped?
we were trying to save Shock's friend, and we just got we had to fight them in those sewers, and they said that they were bloodhand, and that this was their territory. Yeah, actually, they were pretty menacing, yes, and pretty skillful. But something doesn't go well together in this story for me. Knowing what I know about hobgoblins, for me, they they seem quite lawful, and I don't believe they would have some pacts or agreements with this thieving guild. Like,
Well,
to me, looks more natural that they would actually talk to a noble, to someone who has also like a lawful position. But this may be
perhaps.
just me.
They
They're
are a
also-
loose definition of lawful.
And they're
Their
also
laws
mercenaries.
are not what we would recognize as laws.
Maybe not lawful, but they are kind of like they stick to the word. How do you even call that? Well, maybe not lawful, but
Like a code. They have a code.
honorable.
Yeah,
Honorable
like-
in their
exactly.
own way.
Sure,
Oh.
but
There's
they
honor
are still
amongst thieves, as
there
much as
are
there are
still-
bandits.
they are still a
Oh.
mercenary company. So if they were paid to do a thing, they would have. If it was a well-paying job, there is no reason why they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, you're right. I
I have
think
a
yeah,
question.
I agree. Yeah.
If Blackwater, whoever he is, made a deal with these guys, is what you're thinking, then isn't it possible he would make a deal with the thief group as well, or no?
Perhaps.
Perhaps, but it sounded like they are of about equal influence in Char, so maybe they're more of rivals, and they don't want to deal with each other. At least that's
Maybe.
the impression I got.
Well, at
Hard to
least
say.
if he told you not to deal with them, Alan says, that would make sense that maybe he at least knows of them or knows
Yeah.
of some other faction.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So we should not dismiss the possibility that hobgoblins had some dealings with Bloodhand. But if everything goes as we plan, we will know about it tomorrow.
So
All right. So, anyone else have anything to say or want the camera for something, or shall I just pass time?
I think this is an opportunity for me to actually craft some healing potions, because I remember we had a lot of herbs, right?
I
think we used them.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Used
also
them to
have
stabilize the husband and the child.
but I think we still have some left.
So, to craft a healing potion, I believe, is 25 and takes 1 day. 25 maho worth of herbs.
Okay, so and 1 day in a way like 24 hours, or
Well, 8 hours, like a work day, like a downtime day.
okay, like I imagine I would have time until we have to leave tomorrow, right?
And you have herbalism, right?
Melody.
Yeah, I have herbalism.
Okay. Yeah. So anyone who wants, if you have projects you want to work on, as long as it can be accomplished in camp, just let me know. If it's going to take more than a day, you'd want to put it in the Starry Nights info sheet. If it's just a day, then don't worry about it. We can just say, assuming the day passes at the end, you'll get the potion.
Okay. Grinkle, can you check if you have 25 gold of rare herbs? I think you should have.
I have 51 rare herbs.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well, then
if
two
I
of
could
you-
have
Melody can
25.
actually make one as well. She says, if you wish, I can
yeah,
work on one.
yeah. Let's just turn them into
can I-
two potions.
Before you do that, can I just take the seeds from them, please? Just and Flint will go and take all the seeds out of the herbs.
Do you have herbalism?
Yeah,
All right.
druids get it.
Okay. So
Right,
yeah,
I just want to take all the seeds so that I can plant and make a herb garden.
assuming you guys are okay with that, Are you going to give him the seeds?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
But is it gonna change anything about the potion? Do we need seeds for the potion?
I'll say it'll reduce the Maho value by. Let's see. How much do you have?
Well, we have 51, so we have
I
almost
have
like
50.
straight.
Oh yeah, it's
We
pretty
can give him one Maho of seeds.
narrow margin. Yeah, I would say the seeds can be ground up for part of the potion craft. If you want to give him one Maho worth, it's like a couple of seeds, but not enough to grow like a big patch.
No, but I can use them to grow a patch, and then I can take the seeds from them and grow more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he gives you
We'll
some of the
start a
real.
farm.
We'll say you have like one Maho of rare herb seeds. Go ahead, you can
Yeah,
record
cool.
that, and you guys reduce your Maho by one.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough.
You said it takes 25 to make a potion, sorry?
Yeah, you have to have herbalism. You have to spend 8 hours, and it takes 25 Maho of rare herbs to make a normal healing potion.
Mhm.
I
Do you-
don't know about herbalism, but I'd be happy to share.
So yeah, Melody can do one, and
And I will do
Robert
another
can
one.
do one. But why don't we do
Okay.
a 10-minute break because we're past the halfway
Sure.
point. People
Sure.
need to
Yep.
restroom or stretch or anything.
See you soon.
Sounds good.
His main voice. I have a message.
Oh, that's just me.
Oh, can you message in
Yeah,
main
yeah, yeah.
voice?
Yeah. If you open, you can open a chat
Oh, I
within
see.
and I just thought it would be easier than putting it
Oh, okay. I've
somewhere
never
else.
done that in
Yeah.
main voice before. Interesting.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
It's good to know. Thank you.
It's like a nice little side if you're doing it just for a specific event. You don't have to clog up the main chat with other stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Cool. So Dan, how are you liking your fire druid? They might have stepped away. I'll be back too. Hang on.
Mhm.
Hello, I'm back.
Look back.
Hey,
Just went for a quick walk around my garden.
what kind of garden?
Fairly small. It's just a little square. It's quite nice actually, but looking up at the night sky, searching for inspiration. Getting my sermons ready in my head.
Also, if you guys can hear the wind from the window through the mic, just let me know. I'll close it.
We can't.
No,
Right,
not at
what's
all.
happening?
You're totally good.
Perfect. I tried to connect my own headset, fix the audio issue because it's better, and then it just created a total mess, so I had to undo everything and
So Neil,
just not sure.
you're doing some kind of method acting, right? So you're into
Yeah,
your...
pretty much. I'm like walking around the garden going, a glorious night, this is great, be thankful for it. Yeah,
Oh.
get again.
Very good, very good. But that's
Yeah.
really cool.
love it.
I just cuddle my dog the whole time I'm playing.
Ranting about bandits in my garden and the irreverence of the darkness.
I just go hit someone with a sword from time to time.
I'm staying. I don't want to know what Flint does. That sounds
Dan's
like
apartment is on fire right now.
Exactly.
No.
This is fine.
Oh, fire.
That's how he gets into character.
I burn insects. No.
His sofa's just on fire while he's playing.
It's
I
over
think-
there.
I think this game has 3 Europeans. I'm gonna have 4 if the other guy joins.
Wow.
Yeah, I think 2 are from Britain. Where are you from, Yosh?
I'm from Latvia, which
Latvia.
is kind of Europe.
Europe-ish.
Yeah.
Europe-ish.
Can I be an honorary European? I hate it here. We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
things are turning around. Ask me in.
It sounds
Fucking
like you're an
January.
American then, if you hate it
I
here.
was gonna say.
That's very American of you.
What to say that things are turning around?
No, that you hate it here.
Oh yeah.
And where are you from, Dan? Dan? Slash
He-
Flint?
I'm guessing Britain by the accent. Probably south. Gonna go Essex.
Very secretive.
One's busy
about it.
burning insects.
He had to put his couch out. It was starting to get out of control.
He
Uh,
left his magnifying glass on an insect too long.
Putting out cigarettes on arms of little orphans.
Oh man, it's got dark.
I live as south as you can go near Brighton, so I'm right by the sea. So it is quite nice at night.
Yeah, I'm from Washington.
Oh,
Well, it is coastal state, right?
Yep, West Coast.
Oh, the
Same.
beach is sand or pebbles.
Oh, they're pebbles. You know, it's like
Yeah.
freezing. You know, go in the water here. This isn't California.
Even in
Yeah.
summer.
Oh,
I would
we get our
imagine
water
we are
from Alaska, so
I would imagine we're approximately same latitude.
or wait, maybe we get it from California, but after it gets all cold. I don't know. It's just always cold in the water here.
It is
You guys
also
get
quite
snow?
cold here, but it doesn't stop us from swimming.
Yeah.
Hey, you-
It does snow sometimes, not as often as back east where I'm from.
Actually, I'm looking at the map, and Latvia is like more Canada than Washington. So we're even
Hey.
more north by latitude, but we still swim in lakes, in rivers, in sea.
Yeah. You guys have lakes in Washington?
We do. We have lakes and a big sound. I live by the sound. I'm kind of up north near Canada.
Yeah. Well, that's where Brian and I are from. Canada.
Seattle, right?
Are you from Vancouver?
No. We're east. We're Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was actually just up in Vancouver last week.
Vancouver's very pretty.
Very expensive, though.
It is. Yeah, Ontario's getting there, unfortunately.
Don't worry, you get
my
this
own-
thing.
My only visit to Canada, and we actually stayed in Hamilton,
Yeah.
which is a
God.
very weird place.
Yeah. I always tell people if you're gonna come to Canada, go to Vancouver. 'Cause that's, I mean, it's all pretty, but Vancouver's very, very pretty.
Yeah, my friend has a small house up there, and she says it's worth over like $1 million now, which is Canadian money, so that's like $5. But
Yeah, honestly.
I'm going to continue making that joke no matter how much it annoys her.
And
I
from
went
what I've
down
heard,
to-
it could be million, but you would like buy like a shed for $1 million, and
Yeah.
you could buy a castle in Europe for like half of that money.
Yeah, the amount that Ryan and I paid for our house, we could probably buy a castle in like Scotland. It's disgusting.
I think I messed up my headset.
Charlie, do you live in a castle?
I do not live in a castle. I live in a bungalow, possibly the most anti-castle you can think.
Thought
I
everyone-
have one floor.
Nice.
Great
And
Britain
2
lived in
rooms.
castles. Thought that was a
No,
thing.
I lost mine in the siege. Slowly
Ah.
building back getting there.
Those damn, what is it? Irish? No, Scottish. I don't know
Well,
what I'm talking about.
It depends. It depends what area you're in. Depending on the invader, it could be French, could be
Yeah,
Dutch,
Britain
could be
started some
Rome,
shit over the years. You never
could be
know.
Celts. Yeah, it could be Vikings. We could go to Vikings.
My castle
Spanish.
apartment building got sacked. All right,
Oh no.
is everyone back?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I definitely feel like one of my speakers is lower now for some reason. I hope I didn't break anything. One of my headphone things, because I accidentally pulled it out and now it's acting weird. Let me try something. Hey, can you guys say something?
Hello.
Testing 1, 2.
Oh, that sounds better. Maybe it was just the port. I hope I didn't bust the port. Ugh. Ah, God damn it. I hate these headphones. I love them, but the cord is too small. It doesn't give me the maneuvering room my old ones did. So I'm always pulling at it. Alright, anyway, sorry. So, let's get back. We were at camp. We were passing time, making potions. If you're doing anything else, let me know by the time I finish rolling for random encounters and bad stuff.
Well, I'll do my rituals and give a sermon to the farmers, trying to uplift their spirits a little bit.
Alright, so kind of trying to make them feel better. What are you doing for that?
So I have a ritual where we go from light to dark. So I have a candle that I light and then extinguish, and then I'll just give a speech.
Okay, so I guess what skill do you want to use to do this?
Religion, if it is part of my religion, would that make sense? Or performance?
Yeah, either of those. I'll say you can use. Alright, so yeah, you're doing rituals, which do seem to kind of lift the spirits as you talk about the peace of the night, the embrace of, your deity's shadows and the protection it offers. you put the people's mind a bit more at ease. Anyone else doing anything?
Nope.
Time is passing. You have just enough to get your 8 hours in before midnight. So I will say 8 hours pass. Go ahead and create your potions. It's 11:50 p.m. when that happens. And Shock is going to pay your camp for the evening, which is how much? 2 gold and 8 silver. So 3 gold, and he'll get back 2 silver pieces. Okay. So that's paid.
Kind of being an elf, I don't need 4 hours sleep. Not even sleep.
Yeah, like you do your. So I think with 4 hours you can take 2 shifts if you want.
Yeah.
Assuming
I
they
basically
put you
do-
on shift at all. I don't know if the group trusts you enough to put you on 2 shifts of guard
no.
duty. At least not alone.
Well, at the main camp, I would probably just be awake anyway. So I'd be awake for the. I'd sleep at the going into dawn one.
Okay. So the night would pass, no issue. And you guys would actually level up.
Sick.
Hooray!
You are level 3.
Should we? Okay, I think I need to spend some. Should be quite easy, but still. Ah, damn it! I need to choose my maneuvers.
The compendium is shared, so go ahead. You can go ahead and level up. I probably should have done this before the break. Probably going into the break, I should have said you leveled up, but. And if you do pick stuff, you can change it before the next game. So don't be too worried about choosing things.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let.
That said, don't choose things that you plan to respec. Be like, well, I'm gonna get to respec. Just if you find something that you get that you don't like, you can change it before next game.
Yeah,
At that point, it is permanent. Were you saying something, Grinkle?
Yeah, I was just saying I'm just gonna let Brian's on his way home. I'm just gonna let him level up eventually when he gets home. I'll leave it for now. I don't know what he wants.
Well, you can choose stuff and just have him change it later. It's up to you. But yeah, if you wanna, it might be good to level up anyway, just because you get some more hit points and skill stuff. I think. But yeah, if you don't want to, no worries.
I also don't know how. So it's okay though. You guys just continue.
Yeah, that's fine. There's like a red button at the very top of your sheet next to your Bard class.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
You can click that, and that'll level you up through the Character Mancer.
Okay.
But it is the next morning. You would also all get your long rest, of course. The 90th of summer. 8 a.m. I generally do at least the very low levels a little bit quicker than is recommended, and then it kind of slows down as you get to the mid and higher levels, because I find those to be the most fun levels anyway, where you've kind of established your power set and kind of know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
3 is definitely a big one, because that's subclass for a lot of people.
Yeah, and second level spells.
Yeah, second level spells.
3 and 5. Those are the.
5 is another big one, yeah, because of higher
Second
level
attack,
spells.
third level spells, yeah.
Yeah, extra attack and a couple other things that different classes get.
Shit, at 3rd level I get to do that whole elemental thing with the Eladrin. Crap, now I've got to add that to this. Cool.
So it doesn't
I don't know
add
why
it as part of the level up? That's kind of weird.
Nope. I have to do it. Like, it doesn't even make me pick a season. I have to do it, and then I have to add this thing to...
That's so weird.
Or I have to remind myself.
Usually it's pretty good about that
I
stuff.
don't
Oh well.
I don't think it gives me an option. It's just the fact that I have to add something to remind myself.
Yeah. Well, it's fine.
I don't know why I cannot choose my martial archetype. It just says choose and nothing else.
There's
Weird.
nothing in the drop down.
No.
Let me make sure I'm sharing the books, but I should be. This is a character you made here, right? You didn't import it or anything.
I imported it from another game that you have for character creation, as everyone, right?
Did
You have a
you?
different game.
Did I make it for you, or did you hit the like create
Sorry?
character button? Did you hit the button, or did I?
I don't recall.
Because
But
I
I know that I imported it from that game.
Yeah, I know now if you make your own characters, I think, because Flint ran into this where he made his own character.
Yeah.
I think it uses your personal compendium. So that might be why. But let me double check to make sure I'm sharing. But I'm 99% sure I am. Yeah, I am sharing my books. So just nothing is appearing?
Well,
Well,
something what?
I'd say
Sorry?
try refreshing first, see if that fixes it. If not, we might want to just. I might want to just like give you a character now and have you like quickly. I mean, because low level characters are pretty quick. Like maybe just
Yeah,
interact with
sure.
you.
But it's just only inventory where it is a
Yeah,
little bit tricky.
that would be the annoying part. But yeah, see if refresh fixes it. Hopefully.
Okay, Robert.
Yeah, like recently I turned off the ability for people to add their own characters in. I thought I did just because of that issue.
No,
Still nothing.
nothing but.
All right. Let me give you a character real quick just to test. Let's see if this fixes it. All right, you should see a character at the top of the compendium, or sorry, journal. Let's see if you could run through that. Anyone else need anything for their level up? I guess when you're done with that, just type "done" in chat in Roll20, so I know you're ready to go. Okay. I think well, I don't know if you can do it at the start, but I think there is an option for you to put like multiple levels on a character, so you don't have to keep hitting level up. Oh, that's a big deal at 3, but for higher level, you can just start as like level 10 if you need to. Yeah, the Roll20 character mancer is still pretty wonky. I do like Beyond 20. I don't like some of the integrations, like for connecting it to Roll20. Some of the displays and the ability for me to check resources is kind of weird at times. Otherwise, I'd just have people use that.
Yeah, I think that I much prefer the sheets, and I am a big fan of the things you can do with Beyond 20. I think the number one drawback is resource observability. So, like as you said, if you want to make sure that people are marking off the shit they're using,
Yeah, exactly. As
Beyond,
DM,
yeah.
you have
So,
to like
as
click
long as
open other like you have to click into a whole other page, and it's just a huge hassle.
Yep. As long as you're okay, assuming that people are managing their own shit correctly, it's a great tool.
I don't trust
But
any.
yeah,
you're all cheaters.
yeah, never fucking don't trust your players.
Trust players. Players are up to no good.
Players are the worst.
They're just like, I made my bluff check. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I deceived the DM. Ha ha ha. I'm like, I'll kill you all. Anyway. Is that working out for you, Robert?
Well, it's not fast because I have to recreate stuff and
yeah,
like to remember point by and what I used and stuff like that.
Well, we can at least.
We could continue. We
Yeah,
could
yeah.
continue. I will just do it in background, and like if
Yeah.
something, I'll just bump up my hit points and +1 to attack. So that's
what
not
I
a big deal.
was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Nil, you're still choosing as well.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm just not sure what to pick for my final spell, but I'll pick that.
All right. Well, as a cleric, you can, prepare new spells each day, so don't worry too much about it. Like you, I think, right? Because you're a cleric, and I believe
Yeah,
you can just ready them.
clerics and druids. Clerics
go
and
on.
druids can rechange their spells at long rest.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah, it's just every day you can choose like a whole new list of spells to prepare because you just pray for them. But anyway, yeah, we'll say it is the morning. You're all feeling good. The camp was not attacked, luckily, and things are going well. Who's taking those 2 new healing potions?
I think I will take one to myself, since I think everyone else can heal themselves somehow.
Okay.
And another one, I don't know.
I can take the other one.
All right, so Melody
Yeah, let's
will.
give it to Crinkle.
She'll smile and say, "Of course, Crinkle," and she hands you the newly mixed healing potion.
Hey.
So, what does the group want to do?
I believe we need to wait until agreed time and make sure we just go back to camp, to Hobgoblin camp at the time we agreed, right?
So, passing some more time.
Do we want to go there a little early, kind of in like a stealth fashion, just to make sure? Or are we pretty trusting of the fact that it's all going to be peaceful and whatever?
We should get there early and make sure they don't try and pull anything. Like bring their whole army to meet us.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, as your morning is passing, you're kind of discussing this. Several of your guards, you'll hear, will yell, "Someone is approaching from Char from the south. They wish to speak to us. Shall we let them in?"
Let's see who they are.
Yeah, who are they?
Who are they?
You head over to the, we'll say the south part of your camp to meet them. So you see 6 individuals, 5 of which are very kind of shady looking. And the 6th one, he doesn't seem to be wearing a shirt. He would say, "Hail, Starry Knights. I am Neil of the Blood Hand. I've been sent to speak with you on behalf of my employer." He says,
How tall is he?
I was,
Here we go again.
He's like 6'4". He's pretty tall, very muscular. He says, "I was looking for you around town, and I had heard you were out here doing the good work. So I've come with some friends to possibly have a bit of a conversation. Says you are all quite large." "May I come in?" The guards.
Sure. You took all of this time to get here, and I turned to her as well. It would be. We have enough people. I don't think we have to fear him, I say to others.
Says, it wasn't too much of a
Very well.
walk, a few hours. So, my employer was interested in obtaining your services. My people are familiar with mercenary groups, and we often work with them to accomplish various goals. We pay well for skill, and a friend of the Blood Hand is always welcome to hospitality, as our reach extends all over the Teruvian Empire. He says, "Is that something that is of interest to you?"
Well, first and foremost, you should know that we are already working with Blackwater, of course, And as part of the arrangement that we have with him, we have agreed not to work with anyone else. So, if we are to come by an accord here, it will unfortunately somehow involve having a conversation with Blackwater for that express purpose.
He says, "Why does
I do
that
want to
not
point out,
surprise
I don't
me?"
work with Blackwater.
He smiles and says, "Well,
Yeah, him. You can take him.
Yeah, do you want the
take the fire,
pyromaniac?
take the pyro."
Didn't
He'll
we
just
say
Fancy yourself
earlier-
an arsonist?
Didn't we say earlier that if the interests aligned with what we were currently doing, that we would help other people?
Well, I think
do you, do you
certainly
say
with
that
hobgoblins.
out loud, or are you whispering that?
I'm whispering that.
Okay. So he'll do a bit of a peck flex. He says, "Well, it doesn't surprise me that old Blackwater would say something like that. He's not exactly trustworthy. Very few nobles are." He says, I don't think we would have any such agreement, though I can't speak for my employer. You would have to talk to her about it. But I can tell you that Blackwater is, as I said, not exactly trustworthy. I don't know if it's a good choice for you to work with him instead of us.
Well, even
Why?
if he
I mean,
isn't,
you've
we
met
are.
the guy. He's creepy. He's weird too.
No, I haven't. But why is he not trustworthy and you are?
He says, "Well, as I said, we often work with mercenary groups, and while our group sometimes gets a bad rep, we respect skill. And from what I hear from the town, you all are quite skilled. It's no small feat to get the caravans past these mercenary groups."
But again, why not trust Blackwater?
Says,
No,
"Well,
no,
like I
but-
said, the guy's kind of creepy and a little bit weird, and he has a mansion with a bunch of guards protecting his resources while the town's starving to death."
Flint looks at the guy who's walked here shirtless in a loincloth with 6 guys and goes, "Yeah, the guy who walked here shirtless in a loincloth with 6 men is totally normal."
Says, "Come on, look at this. Why would I hide this?" Once again, he kind of flexes.
I can genuinely think of 5 reasons why it's pasty. Honestly, I've seen better. Although I am going to be completely honest, it's making me want to burn it. So, someone want to talk?
Give me a persuasion check.
No, that's perception. Wrong button. Right button.
He says, "Well, rather you not burn me, friend, but perhaps I should speak with one of your other friends who is not looking to maim me."
I mean, in fairness, it's only because you're not making sense. Like, why is he not trustworthy and you are? The fact that someone's weird does not mean they're not trustworthy.
He says, "Fair
just
enough.
means they're weird."
Well, as I said, I can't speak too much on it. I'm not sure what I should and should not talk about. I'm more here to extend a hand from my employer, who's back in town. She wanted to speak with you all and kind of give you a bit more
Wait.
information on the whole situation."
Your employer can detach her hand. Wow, that's so impressive. Can I see it?
He just gives you a look. He says, "Well, apparently you're weird too." Which a weird
He is.
Who is his employer?
Can confirm.
Can't confirm. Give me a persuasion, Grinkle. Persuasion check.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if she'd want me giving anything away, but a very talented bloodhand operative. Name's Sithril. I'm not sure if you've heard of her, but she operates a lot. Well, formerly she was operating a lot in High Guard. Recently, she's come to Char with a bunch of our people on an assignment, which I definitely can't talk too much about without her okay.
I turn to Nil, and does Nil seem to know anything about this person?
Do any of you have a criminal background or something that might give you knowledge of the Blood Hand?
I actually think Grinkle could have.
Oh,
I think. Can you check?
Well,
Don't you? What is your background? Wasn't Grinkle's
it's
background
a
criminal?
spy. I think it's a spy.
Ah, spy. Maybe spy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was. I thought
Yeah.
it's something.
So, sure, with your spy knowledge, I guess give me intelligence or history, if you have it trained. Otherwise, just an intelligence skill check. Not a save, just a skill check. Or you can use history.
Oh, I do have history. Yeah.
So you, what would you know? You think you've heard of this Sithril, some sort of elf, fairly respected within the Highguard circle of the Blood Hand. You don't know too much about her, though. She's like most of the Blood Hand people. She's kind of shrouded in a little bit of mystery. You might know. What can I tell you about her? You think that she is some sort of. She's like kind of a mixed elven race of wood elf and high elf, which is a little bit peculiar. It's not something you see often. It's a little thing you just remember hearing about her.
Okay.
But
I mean,
that's it.
I can turn to the group and kind of see what, getting an idea of what everyone is thinking here.
He says, you don't have to come
Sithril.
right now. I'm sure you guys are busy out here, but I did want to extend the offer, and hopefully when you head back to town, we could meet up. Before you get too
Okay.
involved in whatever Blackwater has you doing.
Do you know why the bandits are here?
He smiles, and he says, we do. We definitely have some information on that. But information is a commodity. And I'm not just going to give that away.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
guess you're right.
Thieves.
But I guess we received your invitation, so we've
He
heard you.
says, then I've done my job. And he gives you a polite bow and a big smile and says, myself and my friends will be off unless you have any other questions for us.
I don't have any
Well,
questions, but I would like to just survey this entourage and pay special attention to arms and armaments. Something tells me this is not the last time we will see their kind.
so give me an active perception. They have mostly rapiers and daggers. You see one of them kind of has some sort of crossbow peeking out from under his cape, which might make you think they do have concealed weapons. Most of these guys definitely are like they have clothes, they have like cloaks. They are completely covered, unlike Neil, who is just letting it all hang out. They're fairly well armed. You would guess because you caught like one of them having a concealed weapon that they probably all have a few.
All right.
Probably, if you had to, they definitely would be at a disadvantage if your camp attacked them, but you don't think they'd go down without a fight.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So they would make their way out unless anyone's doing anything. And he says, well, happy hunting to you, Starry Knights. Gives you one more little flex and then continues to walk away.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Well, they were fun.
They were not fun.
And
No.
Hate that guy.
What did you say?
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy.
Much flexing.
They
Yeah.
for flexing. How dare you? So one of the scouts would say, if they truly were the Blood Hand, I assume you're not actually going to work with them. They're
No.
criminals. And they,
Thieves are a rung below bandits.
says they've been
Just as
nothing but...
trustworthy,
go ahead.
not as honourable.
You know, friends. I think here they said that Blackwater is not trustworthy. But the question is not whether Blackwater is trustworthy, but whether we are, because we did promise him not to work with anyone. So
Right.
are we
Yeah,
trustworthy?
you promised. You promised. I didn't. I can do what I want.
Okay.
Fred,
We
used
figured
to-
that. We figured that. That's what you do.
Scout Dallas would look to Flint and say, "Friend, you don't want to work with such bandits. You would just compromise yourself." He says it's
don't know.
best to stay
do what I
away from
want.
such riffraff. He says, "Oh,
I don't know. We'll see.
of course you can do what you want." I was just saying it's a bad idea.
Let's go meet Orc Captain and have a chat.
All right. So you
Then starts getting ready to go.
I will
you
not
are
denigrate myself.
To answer your question, though, I don't remember if it was Grinkle or no. No, it was one of the scouts. And by extension, Robert. I certainly can't personally work with the Blood Hand right away, and I probably wouldn't want to. I think that I intend to let Blackwater know that we've been approached. Perhaps we can use that as leverage to see what he's willing to tell us about them, if anything, now that we have a name to go by. And as to whether or not they can be worked with, I'm sort of in agreement with Nil in that they're criminals and I prefer not to associate them, but we'll see.
We could talk to them. Maybe we can get some information. But I definitely don't plan on working with criminals.
I also think I'm convinced that they have valuable information, though people of that caliber generally don't tell you things unless they already have something they want from you. So without us agreeing to help them, I'm not sure they'll be willing to part with any of the information that we seek, unfortunately. I could be wrong. Hope I am.
Worst thing that can happen is that we are not going to get any information from them, which we already don't have.
Right.
Shock
Well, they
says,
did dump us in the High Garden sewers.
if they are somehow involved in all this, we'd also make an enemy of them, and if they are a major faction, that could be dangerous within Char, depending on how many people they have.
With all this love triangle that we have now with hobgoblins and probably Blackwater and they, I think we're bound to make enemies from some of them anyway.
Fortunately, I think you're right.
That's true.
All right. So, on that note, the group is, I assume, heading back. Let me
Yes.
know if anyone is doing anything different while I roll some more dice.
I do just want to make my position clear
Oh.
before we meet them.
Yeah.
Of just I have no intention of helping them in their pursuits. If their offer is short of them leaving, it's not good enough.
Are you referring to the hobgoblins or to the Bloodhound?
The hobgoblins. I'll deal with the thieves later. The bandits are a higher priority.
One of the scouts will say, we must be cautious, friend. We could be walking into a trap. I'm sure that they will most likely have reinforcements in case, things go poorly with the talks. So I would just be cautious about getting too aggressive without knowing more about what we'd be facing. Maybe keep an eye on the retreat path, that they don't encircle us.
I think we are already at the stage where we don't expect to fight them.
He says, "Well, I just don't. I don't know if we can trust them, and if
not willfully. Yeah.
If they request something of us and we deny them, they might think it better to remove us rather than let us go and be a possible enemy later."
Okay, but let's think it then. Let's think about it. If they request us, to, I don't know, to get whatever was stolen from them, or to somehow help them get whatever they feel they were robbed of. What are we going to do?
I think it
Because
depends on who they point the finger at. If they say that this Cithril is the source of their woes, then
That's two birds,
perhaps,
one stone.
perhaps
If
we're
it's
aligned.
and if it's
Right.
Blackwater,
And we
well,
talk to Blackwater, I
then
think.
one stone, two birds.
Right.
Uh,
All right, so we'll say you are heading to the camp as you discuss this. You get to the camp. I'll keep this theater of the mind for now. But you do see there are more people there now. You would see 10 of their force out front instead of the initial 5. As you approach, they would kind of give you a wave. One of them kind of motions to their people to stand down. Though still weapons in hand, but not raised in an aggressive manner. As you get closer, kind of an older looking hobgoblin with a couple of scars on him approaches along with his people. He says, well met, Starry Knights. My name is Graves. He says, you've heard of me, but this is obviously the first time we're meeting. I appreciate you respecting surrender and giving me back one of my soldiers, and I hear that there was a parley with some of your people, so it seems we're at least off to a good start. He says,
Well met, Captain.
He nods. He says, well met. And you are?
My name is Kane.
Kane, do you speak for your mercenary group here?
Well, certainly
sometimes, but it's usually grateful.
I speak often, though we do not have a unified voice, I'd say. We like to let each of us have as much of an opinion as the rest.
Gives half a smile. He says, could be a dangerous tactic in the field, but it's definitely leaves open more chance for a variety of thoughts. So, what did you have to say to me? I've heard that you wish to speak.
Well, the short version is that we have the safety of Char top of mind. For several months now, they have been waylaid by your forces, either directly or indirectly, as a result of cutting off supplies to the village and burning the settlements that surround it. What we seek is a commitment to a short-term peace, perhaps with the understanding that we can help you solve your problems, though there are some among us who would prefer to remain indirect in that approach as well. To that end, I think we need to know more about how you were wronged in the first place. We've come to understand that your organization was not given everything it was promised.
So give me anyone else saying anything? If
No,
not, go ahead and give me a persuasion check. He says, may I ask what the Starry Knights' role in all this is? Were you part of Char during the initial attack, or did you show up later? And what is your, I guess, who do you work for? What's your interest in all this?
Questions all. I myself have been living in Char for some time now, a couple of years. I have joined the Starry Knights quite recently, in fact. I believe they had an original job to protect a caravan into Char and were attacked by your organization at that time. With respect to our current involvement, we operate on behalf of the town itself through association with its mayor and also through one of the residing nobles, a man by the name of Galen Blackwater.
So I'll say He has a pretty good poker face, but Flint, with your 16 insight, you definitely get a feeling that he reacts a little bit to the name Blackwater. Yeah, but it's definitely not obvious. He,
Okay.
yeah,
I will in Elvish, kind of like in a general term, just mention that, but in a way that if he speaks Elvish, it's not a worry.
okay. Well, he doesn't react to you saying something in Elvish. He'll.
Nice.
What will he do? He says, all right, he says, oh, you were the ones who broke through the siege. I heard about that. It was an impressive bit of skill to get through our lines as you did.
Not me. I wasn't there.
He nods and says, well, and everyone but you. But I can give you some information. What I've been told by my superiors. He says, we initially came here on the quest of Lord Blackwater, the man you're currently working for. He says, we were given a job to help defend some of his resources, as well as seek out an item that was buried within an old ruin several days from here. We did as he asked, and suddenly he decided to steal from us and not pay us for our services. And when we approached Char to figure out what was going on, we were attacked. And this is what started hostilities.
Did you deliver the item to him?
He says, no, it was stolen from us. It was stolen from our camp.
But was it stolen by him?
As well, I would assume so. No one else would have known about it. I mean, it was.
But then he refused. But then he refused. Then he refused to pay you because you did not deliver the item. That was his position, right?
As well, when we attempted to speak with him on it, as I said, we were attacked when we approached Char, our people. Which was not by the guards, though. It was an attack by his mercenaries. Because I know
Blackwater's
he has
mercenaries.
Yes, he has a large group of mercenaries under his employ. So these people who attacked us definitely were not normal guards. So at that point, we decided that he had broken contract, and it was honorable for us to take what was stolen from us in one form or another.
How much did he owe you?
He says he owed us, well, the original agreement was to work with him on his project and to be given a share of the spoils once the project was at an end. Now, I don't know much about what that was, but since he broke contact and stole from us, it was assumed he no longer was going to work with us.
Okay.
He says,
What would it take for you to go away?
He says, well, he would have to give us back what he stole, and the original deal of a split of the overall contract, I would assume our war chief would want that honored. He says, I cannot speak for my war chief, only for my units here and the commands we were given, which was to harry Char and make sure it did not get resources until I received further orders.
Okay.
The story on the whole, as we understand it, is there anything about the way that he is telling it, any hesitation in his voice that might lead me to believe that there are parts about it that aren't true?
So give me active insights. Anyone can make this roll. So he's definitely leaving out details, but you think he believes what he's saying.
Okay.
Like you don't think he's telling you everything. But he's you don't think he's said anything that he's lying about, or at least that he knows he's lying about, which is always the tricky part: what people know versus
Right.
what's been a deception to them.
Right.
He says, "I unfortunately don't think there's anything. There's nothing that can really be offered to make us leave." But perhaps we can strike a deal to maybe lessen the amount of pressure we're putting on Char. He says this is the first time we're actually talking to someone, so I think this is an opportunity to figure things out.
I'm inclined to agree, though obviously we will need an opportunity to discuss things amongst ourselves before we can give you any sort of solid answer on the Starry Night's place and all of this. But I think that perhaps an agreement that we will seek knowledge of what actually transpired and find out why Blackwater stole from you, if that is in fact what happened, in exchange for the commitment that Char will not be harried in the meantime, would go a long way to solving the problem for everyone. You've said that in response to you not getting that which you promised, your assault on the region was honourable. I challenge this to a degree. I think there is everything honourable about challenging Blackwater, but unfortunately, your efforts have put many innocent people out of home, out of food, and out of a way to make a living. And that, first and foremost, I think, needs to be addressed.
Give me a persuasion. He nods and he says, "It is regrettable, but unfortunately, in war, often those who suffer are the ones who are the least involved, at least at first." He says, "To disrupt the town and let Blackwater know we mean business, that was one of the only options." He says, "We could lose forces banging against your gate as you shot us, or we could starve you out, and this was the more tactical way of approaching it." He says, "I don't like doing this sort of warfare, but it is effective, as you are now here talking to us, rather than our people being impaled on the spikes of your gate."
Now that the message has been received, will you consider a ceasefire until this issue can be resolved?
So at this point, I know we're a little bit over, but I'll just finish this up. Harrick would say something in Goblin to him, and he sort of nods and says, "I believe we can. I would ask a favor of your group, though." He says, there's a little bit I can do. I can't pull my troops out, not without orders from my war chief, which you would probably have to go speak to. But for now, just maybe as a show of good faith, we have lost some of our people in a nearby area. An old ruin that seems to exist within the forest that our scouts found, and we found some of our people had gone in there but did not come out. He says, "I was wondering if you and your people could figure out what happened to them, their fate. This seems to be some sort of old ruin of the Teruvian Empire, possibly one of the older empires that existed before. We don't know, but I would like to know the fate of my troop that went missing."
And for that, you would stop attacking farms? Do I understand it correctly?
For the time being, yes, until it wouldn't be forever, but I could at least hold off some of the attacks, and we still wouldn't let resources into town, but we could at least ease up on the surrounding farmlands. He says the siege will continue at least till I'm told otherwise by Orcard. but we could stop with the attacks on the farmlands and give your people some respite while we figure out what's to be done. He says, I think I can do this without Orcard. Or he says, without my war chief becoming angered. I'll say he gives away the name by accident.
I think we actually heard this name, at least.
No, I knew what it was. They didn't know we knew.
I think
Okay.
some of you may have heard of it. I'm not sure if the group
Yeah.
knew. Maybe you did.
I told them.
Yeah.
Back when we
Oh,
were
okay.
talking
So
to
yeah, I
the-
think you knew
the
and you
town
told him.
captain.
But he didn't necessarily know, so he maybe let that slip. But he just continues and says, so if you are willing to do this for us, to explore this ruin and see what happened to our people, as I said, I would be willing to honor this temporary ceasefire of the surrounding countryside.
Sounds fair.
All right.
Give us a few minutes to discuss it amongst ourselves, and I think that we should be able to have an answer for you.
That's fine, but we should probably stop here as people may have things to do. So maybe we
Right.
can discuss it next week. But why don't we do MVP votes? I got 2 votes. 3. Wait, am I missing someone?
Yeah, my computer froze up, so I've had to go
Oh.
onto Discord on my computer, and my computer's
All
still
right,
loading. So I'll just send it to you on Discord for the minute.
that's fine. And I would say we can do, for your kind of chaoticness, I'll give you an inspiration.
Maybe Grinkle
Who's that?
got MVP?
I don't know who that is.
Maybe Grinkle got MVP?
Oh, fucking guy. I was like, wait, what? Why did your voice change all of a sudden? Oh, yeah.
That's not Grinkle
Happens.
Premium.
I coughed.
Who is this guy?
I coughed.
Oh, we ran out. Our Grinkle Premium trial ran
Yeah,
out.
our trial ran out.
Wait,
So
what's
we're
Grinkle
back.
Premium?
We were saying she's Grinkle Premium.
trial.
and You're the free version of Grinkle.
You're giving out
We're-
free
'cause
trials?
We're jerks.
You're the free trial.
Yeah, you're the free trial. She's the
What?
Grinkle Premium. She's the subscription.
How much? How much?
I don't know. We were just being silly. All right.
She's been triple charging me lately, so I want to know what she's charging you guys.
I think there's a tie. No, never mind.
Anyways,
It
I'll
is-
patch back. I hope you guys had a good one.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. Welcome back. But Nil, you are the MVP with 2 votes. Congrats. Kind of a split vote. So I'm taking some notes, but yeah, good game, everyone. Hope you all had fun, and welcome to the group. Flint? Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm still remembering.
So you get an inspiration point for MVP, right?
Yes, you get an inspiration point.
And what's the max you can have of those?
5.
5. Okay, I hit the limit. I need to do some more stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe Lou. Maybe if you have like 5 minutes, we can try to figure out why I'm not. Because I tried and I still cannot get this, even for the second
Really?
character you created. Nope.
What the hell?
I just have drop down. It just has choose, and maybe you
Well,
can try.
I imagine it would have worked because you got to second level on the first one.
Yeah,
So
then
maybe it's just a weird book that isn't like enabled.
I don't know. Like
Or
I can
did
get
they-
like I'm getting hit points and everything. I just cannot get subclass.
I can't
It's just
even, It's not even letting me click on your sheet. That's weird. Huh. Oh, wait.
So if you want to do it, just try to do it with original, because they seem to behave similarly. So it's not the problem with whatever character who created it. So maybe it's worth doing it for Robert Locke, not for Robert's character.
So yeah, it seems like when I do the drop down, it just says choose.
Exactly. That's same as for me.
I was just about to ask about that actually, Lou.
Sorry, what?
I was about to ask for leveling up.
Yeah, we leveled up to 3.
Yeah, I don't have any subclasses. Is that what you guys were just talking about? Drop down only thing choose.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have that as well. And then the HP, sorry, it's half, right?
Yeah,
the
I mean,
average.
if you set it to average, it should do it automatically.
Half plus
Oh.
1 plus con.
Hmm.
Do I have D10 or?
Yeah, it looks like none of us have subclass.
Although the other people was
Oh,
able to get it.
hardcore mode.
I was able to level up, but I get my subclass at 1, so
Oh.
I'm using
Yeah,
D&D
you only
Beyond,
got
so I got nothing.
That's fair.
Hmm. I guess we could just manually add them. You just click and drag from the compendium, and I think it just adds the stuff. It is annoying, though. Doesn't say
Yeah,
anything's
because
missing, which is also weird. Usually it would say you still have a choice to make. Yeah, it might be something got bugged. Well, why don't you keep this one as is, maybe like level up your original one and see if you can click and drag the features that are missing onto your sheet. Because
yeah,
that's
I
like the
think
manual
I'll
way.
do that.
It's annoying, but at least it's like a temporary workaround.
Uh,
Okay, but do we still level up?